Welcome. You've got mail.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Come on in, find your seats. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Mr. Aegis, and I am accompanied by Countess Lita, Xander Turing, and Ayla Mooney, and we will be your teachers for this lesson. Thank you so much. It's great to have you here. How are you all? Happy Saturday. You made it through the week. How's it going?
We did make it through the week. Hello.
Hello.
I hope you're all doing well, viewers, class. This lesson
we
will be
haven't
about...
done an educational collab with this many people, but I will warn you in advance that I'm a big time yapper, so I'm gonna try not to interrupt people like I just did just now, but hello.
No, that's perfectly fine. Normally I set up a little, like, when people do talk shows, they have little, like, hand signals or little vocal signals they give to each other, but I forgot to do that. Anyway, yeah, I do some interview type stuff and try to be as professional as I can, but I am just a smooth-brained badger, so if you're not familiar with me, I am a health teacher in the real world. That's my main background. I give health and wellness lessons on subjects like cannabis, how to stay sane on social media, dealing with distress. We talk about sleep health, breathing practices, to go into some psychology. And of course, we play first-time playthroughs, indie classic and retro stuff. And you probably guessed I like retro computing type aesthetics. That's me. But what about you? Let's start moving left to right. The little chibi blue elf. Who are you?
I'm Ayla Mooney. Hi, everybody. I am a Vtuber content creator. I do stuff on the interwebs that I think is fun or is art-based or art-related. I do art comms. Have fun. That's my role. That's what I do. Those are my qualifications. I have fun on the interwebs.
Yeah, and having fun on the internet, well, it would be important to stay safe if you want to keep having fun on the internet. Otherwise, the internet can be not so fun. What about you? You seem to be hiding some spider legs or wings or something. Who are you?
Oh yeah, I don't have them in this model. This is my professional look. But hello, everybody. My name is Countess Lita. Good evening, as I say to start my stream, even when it's afternoon. But it is evening, my time. So good evening. I am a ancient internet vampire, spider queen, a bimbo, and a scholar. That's my taglines, my various taglines. And I also do lots of gaming, horror gaming on my channel. Play the weirdest games on Steam. I'm known for playing some of the strangest crap that I can dig out of the garbage bin and putting on the screen and playing it for you. I also do the most unhinged educational content you will ever encounter. I've had 2 educational streams already this month, including one about the history of queerness in comics, which was actually very sedate and not unhinged at all, but I think it's a really interesting topic. And if you want to learn more about that, you can check out my channel and look at some of my VODs. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, it's great to have you. I popped into the stream about comics the other day. That was fantastic. I was fortunate enough to be able to take a manga class when I was in university. That was freaking phenomenal, fantastic stuff. The history of manga going back to the ukiyo-e, however you pronounce that, wood block printing, all the way to the modern day.
Oh, that's cool.
How about you, sciencey VTuber? How about you, lab coat wearing science VTuber?
Definitely thinking differently about the lab coat these days, but salutations! My name is Xander Turing. I am a scientist professor VTuber, although that might be a bit of a misnomer, as I am a programmer first and foremost. I am hopelessly addicted to incredibly complex games, so you only find me playing fighting games, roguelikes, or simulation games, and I'm going to spend the entirety of a stream yapping about the small intersections and intricacies of the mechanics of whatever I'm playing. I will also be resuming my game dev stream soon, so if you are looking to get into programming with one of the most fun vectors for that, stay tuned.
Fantastic.
You a Dwarf Fortress guy at all, Xander?
That is a mountain I've been trying to climb for about 4 months on and off. Right now, at the moment, I'm hopelessly re-addicted to Morrowind again.
Oh,
but yeah,
that's a banger. I won't, yeah, that's a real one.
Can't hate on that.
But yeah, Dwarf Fortress is definitely coming around, and the better commitment I can make to it is when I start throwing it up on stream.
It's difficult to stream because you're so locked in, I feel. Anytime I've tried to stream Dwarf Fortress, I've just gotten locked in and fallen completely silent. while I'm micromanaging my crazy little dwarf. So it's maybe not the best stream content, but boy howdy, it's a banger game.
Yeah,
I'll
if
give
you're
it more of
enjoying
a try.
yourself, it's somebody's kind of content.
True. Plus, something weird and funny will always happen most of the time.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know I'm looking forward to that.
That's the best part. So yeah, if you are in my community and you're not already following one of these lovely folks, you should go do that right now. Their usernames are in the taskbar right now, and that is your task. Ayla Mooney, Countess Lita, Xander Turing, go check them out. In the meantime, though, we're going to go ahead.
Real quick, Mr. Aegis, did you know that you could put the @ symbol before every person's name in a collab and it'll link to their Twitches?
You know, I
Did
did
you know
not
about that one?
I'm such a solitary. I mean, badgers are solitary creatures.
No, it's perfect. It's perfectly fine. I think it's actually a new feature they only rolled out like a couple months ago. But if you are doing a lot more collabs in the future, it is a very good way to quickly link
There we
any
go.
of the other friends you got with us.
And Rao is always having to remind me to change the name of the stream whenever I switch up what I'm doing in the middle of a stream anyway, so hopefully he will continue to remind me of those kinds of things. Or
There we
just
go.
help me with
Beautiful.
stuff. Yeah, hit me with more
Hey, now
books
we
and
can see
spitballs and
everybody's.
dodgeballs. Rao, you know what you did. Anyway, that's right. It is Saturday, July 26th, 2025. You're in our virtual classroom. We're going to do a lesson on... Oh,
You got it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Dragon.
Full on Care Bear
All
stare.
of those Zelda hearts from all the various games. I mean, the classic is always still the best heart, but oh, thank you for the gold stars. Yeah. People hate on the heart design from Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess. I don't know. I think Twilight Princess is pretty underrated.
I like Twilight Princess a lot. I think this is a hot take, but I think it's better than Ocarina.
I don't actually think that's too hot of a take. I kind of like it. I vibe with it because
It's
I
just
think
a more robust Ocarina, more polished, more put together. Ocarina is very experimental feeling. It's very wild, and I can appreciate that. But Twilight Princess is really good.
I can't help but agree. And from watching a lot of ZFG1 content, yippee, I can also tell you it's true how Ocarina of Time is essentially the most broken game that has ever worked. It's so completely broken. It's like if you play it in any way other than it is intended to be played, you can like walk through the walls. It's basically made of paper, but somehow it functions. It's kind of like my life. Utterly broken. Yet somehow
It's a metaphor
works.
for adulthood.
So everyone,
Stay in
remember
lines.
to mind the class rules. Be considerate of our guests. Make sure you're checking them out. It's okay to use your redeems freely. I know some people feel like it interrupts them or whatever. I'm a teacher. I'm used to it. Just don't throw gum. Spitballs is fine. I can wash those off. The gum gets in my hair. You should check out the Knowledge Fellowship, though, the educational streamer group that I'm a part of. There is always someone in that stream group, on that stream team, that is streaming something interesting, educational, edutainment, something different than the usual slop that's out there. So you can check out the Knowledge Fellowship in our bio here. The stream team, there's always someone doing something about geology or volcanology or astrobiology, physics, programming. You can get help with your math homework if you want. There is always someone doing something cool and interesting and educational. So you should go check them out too. You can go ahead and use !clip to make clips. I know some people are like, don't make a ton of clips. I have to go through them all. Do whatever you want. Ask questions, give feedback. Let me know how things are going. If you have a question, you don't need to raise your hand. Just go ahead and ask. As for subs and donations, I do this for fun. I do this to help people live longer, healthier, happier lives. You don't owe me anything. If you want to use your free Amazon Prime sub, you can go ahead and do that. Other than that, though, this isn't something that I do for profit. Not that I would make much money anyways, but I mean, I'm a teacher, so can you blame me?
Never.
No, salaries, not so great.
Get that bag.
Get that bag, yeah, however you can. Of course, if you do
Get that.
send any kind of donations or subs, it all goes to Ferret Food anyway, so it's not for me. And you'll probably
But
see
no problem.
our little noodle bastards at some point during this stream.
Adorable.
It is July 26th, folks, so we're going to do our July 26th fun facts and icebreakers. Today's fun facts and classroom icebreakers are the fact that Saturday, July 26th is National Day of the Cowboy.
Oh, yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Sorry, actual Texan here. I need to do that.
Awesome.
Oh, we got a real cowboy, in this here chat.
Of course, my favorite pro wrestler is Hangman Adam Page, who is a cowboy-themed wrestler, which honestly, wrestling is basically just VTubing. You play a character.
It is. Everything is wrestling, but VTubing is especially wrestling. YouTube, of all the things that are wrestling, VTuber is definitely one of those things.
Ring.
Yeah, it's redneck opera. You know, there's a stage. There's every character has their own leitmotif. There's pageantry, lighting. It's basically Cirque du Soleil, but for rednecks.
But for giant, muscly men and or women.
Big, beefy men and women slapping meat together. So maybe today's a good day for you all to go play a cowboy game. Go play some Red Dead, Call of Juarez, whatever. Just not that one, wasn't it? Ride to Hell, Road to Redemption took place in the Old West. It's like one of the worst games ever made.
Retribution.
Isn't that more of a
It's a
motorcycle
biker gang.
Oh, more of a biker game.
Yeah, it's more of a motorcycle gang kind of vibe.
Cirque de People's
They don't
Elbow.
play
That's a
that.
good one, Raul. Hello, Ralsei, our favorite goat. What else is today? What else is July 26th? It's Lasagna Awareness Day, so you are now aware of lasagna.
Wow!
I don't know why there's a Lasagna Awareness Month, but I guess there wasn't enough visibility
never
to...
Go extinct.
Yeah. Garfield has...
Ricotta, my ricotta.
Garfield has completely annihilated all the world's lasagna. We need to be aware of that. It's a very important issue in the world today. They're not making any more. And, of course, it is the anniversary of the United States Postal Service. And we love our U.S. Postal Service. Support the U.S. Postal Service. It's one of the best institutions there is. The oldest institution in the United
Lost two
States.
of my packages last month. They're on my
You should
S
support
list.
the U.S. Postal Service. They do good work. They bring you your stuff.
Sorry, Ayla.
Most of the time.
Most of the
I'm
time
sorry
they do a good job, but you know, sometimes you just weren't meant to have that package.
No.
Well, for what I know, it's an uphill battle right now. Rain,
It is.
sleet, and snow.
They both got stuck in
Metaphorically.
Illinois. It's probably
Oh,
the
well, that's
same
probably
mass
Illinois' fault.
casualty of rain. Yeah. Something happened. Mass male casualty happened.
Someone really. Speaking of mail, someone wanted your package.
That.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, of course, we do our breathing exercise before every lesson, before every stream. We just take the time to take 3 deep breaths. That's it. That's all I ask for the viewers to do is follow along. We breathe very rapidly and very shallow in the modern world, and this actually leaves you physiologically more susceptible to stress and anxiety. You're more likely to feel stressed out and anxious simply because of the way you breathe. The normal breathing rate is between 12 to 20 breaths per minute. That feels really fast, so we're just going to take 3 breaths in 1 minute. You can follow along on this GIF. The little pink ball will help us understand. And if you can't find the little pink ball, it's right there on the screen. That's another little joke for you. Nobody got that one? Can't find the little pink... No, never mind. Sit up straight.
No, yeah.
Unclench
It's
yourself.
not clicking yet.
Unclench your...
It took me
whatever is
a
clenched.
second.
Unclench yourself. Put one hand, or paw, or claw, or talon, or hoof, whatever it is that you have on the end of your limbs, and put it over your chest, right over your breastbone. And then take the other hand, or paw, or claw, talon, tentacle, hoof, whatever's at the end of some other appendage that you have, and put it over your abdomen. Because we want to feel our abdomen rise and fall. We're going to pull the air down deep through the diaphragm. We're going to breathe in through our nose for 4 seconds. Then we're going to hold it gently for 7 seconds. And then we're going to breathe out nice and slow through our pursed lips for 8 seconds. The little pink ball will help us keep time, so get yourself ready, and once it hits at the top of the circle, we'll begin. Just 60 seconds. Give me 60 seconds of your time. And breathe in. And hold it. Exhale, nice and slow, all the way out. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and hold it. Exhale. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and hold it. Exhale all the way out. Leave any stale air in your lungs. And you're done. Think about that. That was 3 breaths and it took 60 seconds. Sometimes you breathe up to 7 times faster than that and it's still considered normal. I don't really think it should be considered normal though. You don't really need to be breathing that fast. You're constantly on the verge of hyperventilating. So it's no wonder that many of us feel stressed out and anxious. This is a really good exercise that you can do right away in the morning to get yourself centered, right before bed to get you relaxed, or right before something stressful like a test or a interview, for example. Box breathing is great too, the 4 in, 4 out, 4 hold. This one is really especially good for your concentration and focus. So thanks for following along. We'll get back to our normal banter. Would you say, Henry Bear, 7 times faster is considered hyperventilating? It's at the verge of it, because that would be 21 breaths per minute, which is just above normal. And you're just not, one of the things people don't really get, sorry to get off on a little tangent right away, but a lot of people think the problem is you're breathing in too fast. It's often that you're not breathing out enough. When you don't get a full exhale, your lungs don't have quite the elastic rebound to help you get that next breath in easier. It's actually one of the problems with asthma. It's not so much that it's hard to get your next breath in, it's that it's hard to completely exhale your lungs and get rid of all of that excess carbon dioxide. Anyway, I'll move on. Our behavior chart is our next thing to do right before we get to the lesson, because we need to take a little time to reflect on how you've been behaving. Some of you have not been behaving at all, but it's not for me to judge. It's for you to take a little time to reflect. You might recognize a chart like this from your pre-K to 12 experience, but we've been moving away from that. Do any of you recall this? Did you have this in your classroom experience?
Last time I was in kindergarten, it was right when the meteor took out the dinosaurs, so I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh my god, Storm, it's Sans from Rivals of Aether. It's the classic Sans Undertale.
That's Undertale. That's
Yeah,
Sans from
we've...
Smash Brothers.
Super Sans Brothers. But yeah, we've gotten away from that kind of way that they did it in education. Now it's self-reflection. The teacher doesn't judge you by moving your clip up and down and threaten you. I'm going to move your clip to red and call your parents. Now this is actually your job as the student to think about how you've been doing, and I move your clip up and down based on how you think you've been doing. First off, are you feeling like an Aejis? Like an Aejis, the good bear from Night in the Woods,
Wait for a second.
who's always pushing himself but helping others? And if you're feeling like Aejis, if you feel like you're doing good, like Xander Turing, who is on the list, Scratchy the Bobcat, Ivy, Just Wes, Pristine Fur, Raven Dramatic, Cyrus the Vulture, Ocelot, then you should be on this part of the chart. And if you're not on the list, don't worry, just let me know and I'll make a clip for you and put it on. I don't want anyone to be added without, letting them know first. They, sometimes people feel a little self-conscious. That's okay, don't worry. If you're feeling like Beatrice Santello, though, our favorite goth gator girl, doing what you need to get done, feeling all right, pushing through despite all of the challenges. Like Matthew, Maxi Lion, Vec is the best, Copper Huntress, Jenny from the Ice Block, Avel Dragon, Mortham, Countess Lita, Seals Eat Fish and Average Sonic, Anomalisa Keys, Henry Bear, Fractal Fox, Nova Impulse, Ekutoni, Shiko Namiva, Mew Blue, Cheesecake, Rao, and Corbino Bambino. Then this is where you belong. This is the good noodle category.
It's where I live. I'm working hard all the time.
Yes, that's right. You are working hard all the time. Putting out a lot of fantastic content and doing your work hard. Doing it hard. Anyway. Storm of the Seas, you're in a constant visual and auditory hallucinations. You have no concept of reality. I don't know where I would put you then.
That exists at a perpendicular dimension to the one-dimensional chart.
Yeah, it's a 7-dimensional.
Yeah, you're on the Z-axis.
Kind of situation. Yeah.
You're on the Z-axis, and I'm a 2-dimensional character, as you can see. I don't have a Z-axis.
Okay.
Rao, you're gregging pretty hard this week. Oh, well, speaking of Greg, if you're slacking off, if you're feeling like Greg Lee, you're trying, but you could do a little bit more. I mean, Greg's okay. Greg rules, but Greg is a slacker. Like Sal and Darkflare and Ralsei, Utopia Tree, Aurora and Bandit, Marcus the Red Panda, Kevin's Kotatsu, and myself, to be honest. I actually moved myself up because I'm finally getting some work done. But yes, if you're feeling like that, you go in this category. And it's okay. You don't always have to be at the top. Sometimes you just need to slack off sometimes. Or, you know what?
This objectively feels like the cool kids' place.
This is the cool kids' place, yeah. This is the place where you reflect and think, you know what? Maybe I can do a little better next time. Henry Bear, you made progress with socializing and your drawing skill. That's right, it is Art Fight Month, isn't it? Or whatever. I don't actually know about stuff like that because I don't have artistic capabilities. Well, maybe I do. I can sing, I guess. Anyway, if you're a bad noodle, if you're feeling like Mae Borowski, the trash mammal herself, the cat criminal herself with her nightmare eyes like Enma, Shroomy, Dr. Phil Erotica, the best username, Bitch Shepherd,
It's a great username.
Punished Bags, Osmosis Ghost, and Ayla Moon, who I put there because I felt like you would
Yes.
appreciate being in this section.
Yes.
With the little devil
Yes.
horns.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. We try to take over the world.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Then this is the category for you. And hello, Fluorine Boron N2. What's N2?
Pure bad noodle.
Nitrogen dioxide? Nitrogen? I don't know. I didn't do very well in chemistry or organic chemistry. I did like physics better. Anyway, yeah, that's our behavior chart. If you'd like to be on it, just let me know, drop a comment, leave a message. I will add you to the behavior chart. This is a real physical chart that I made. It is in my office right now. I might be remaking it though, because we want to add some other characters. Night in the Woods, but I kind of want to get those Deltarune characters in there too. You know, with Noelle at the top. Ralsei, who is helpful, but is kind of a liar, you know?
He's got a gun.
He does have a gun.
Jeez.
He's lying to you. And then, of course, Susie. And then, honestly, Chris at the bottom. Chris's pranks feel like...
Just keep
I don't
pulling
know.
that out.
Putting the bath bomb in the toilet. I can understand why Toriel is a bit... I don't know. Chris, stop doing that kind of stuff. When we're not controlling Chris, that's the stuff he does. N2 is just two nitrogen atoms together. Oh. That doesn't have a special name?
Google told me it was not nitrogen gas, so I'm guessing that's why they're
Oh, are you telling me that you're full of
noting
hot
that
air,
there's
Fluorine?
two
No.
atoms because they're hot floating around.
So that was the behavior chart. We try to update that each week. But now, thank you for, I guess, bearing with me through all of my normal, usual classroom spiel. But it's time for our online safety lesson. That's right. We're going to talk about staying safe online, staying protected, keeping your online identity safe. So let's do it. Welcome, everyone, for our little intro spiel for the VOD.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. My name is Mr. Aegis. I am here with Xander Turing, Countess Lita, and Ayla Mooney, and today we're going to be talking to you about online safety and security, keeping yourself safe and protected. So without further ado, let's begin our lesson. My first question to you is, what's your sign? And by that, I don't mean like your astrological sign. I mean, what is your Pokemon type? What is your Pokemon type? Does anybody want to
He's
answer this
fishing
question?
for my deets.
Fishing for my birthday, but everybody, my birthday was just last week, and I did a birthday celebration on my Discord, so I'm not too afraid to say it's July 20. So I guess I'm a fairy. I'm covering part of it.
You're a fairy bug.
A fairy bug. Well, bug makes sense for me. Although I honestly
You are
think
a
I'd
spooter.
probably be a dark bug or a poison bug. But
Are there
kind of
fairy bug types? Is there a fairy bug type out there?
there might be. There
There is. It's was it the it's a little bee. I gotta remember the name for it.
Oh.
I used to be obsessed with this stuff.
Ribombi.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
I
one.
looked it up. I just looked it up. I
Oh
don't
my
have a Pokemon all memorized, but I did a
Oh.
Pokemon Smasher Pass once, and we went through every single one. Well, it wasn't Smasher Pass. It was whether we would eat it or not. and how we would prepare it. But you know,
Okay.
Diner
Better-
Dash.
yeah, Pokemon Diner Dash. That was really
Fantastic.
That was really what
Yes.
it was.
I like that idea. And I should have assumed there would be. There's like 1,000 Pokemon now, right?
Yes,
We
there's
have
1,000.
past
There's
1,000.
1,000 Pokemon now. Good of you to know, because there was a lot to go through, as it turns out.
I believe it. Plate or pass, Dine and Dash. Yes, those are great names for
Yes,
that.
yes.
But yeah, that's right. It is about your details, isn't it? Because if you'd given me that, I would have your birthday. Now, that might not seem like a big deal between friends, but what could someone do with information like that? Why is personal safety on the internet important? Why is your internet security important? Well, it's your personal safety, your financial safety, and your social safety. And what do we mean by that? For personal safety means that if something goes wrong with your online security, your actual physical real-life person could very well be in danger. Your financial safety seems pretty self-evident when it comes to online security. Your accounts can be compromised. And your social safety, well, what I mean by that is things like your reputation, the possibility of you getting jobs, or what people will think about you. All of these things can be impacted very negatively if you don't take your online safety seriously. And with something as simple as what we just had on the previous screen, the what is your Pokemon type based on your birthday, someone could get access to your information. Because you've also probably heard the ones like your rap name is the street you grew up on, and I don't know, the name of your first dog, or the color of your shirt or something. So you'd be like, I don't know, what's a street name? Don't tell me the street name you grew up. Don't do that. But you would be like red crossing whatever. But now someone has the street you grew up on and your birthday.
I was gonna be like Elm Street, but that's just Freddy Krueger. But
That's
you know
just
what?
Freddy
If you said
Krueger.
Elm Street, you said Elm Street, then they'd know. But that's like a really common security question
Yes.
on websites, right? They'll ask like, "What street did you grow up on? What was your high school's mascot? What's your
Yeah.
mother's maiden name?" And oh, your rap name is your mother's maiden name and the last 4 digits of your social security number.
Yep. So someone can get a password reset because they have your birthday and the street you grew up on and the name of your first pet. So it's not surprising that
You
a lot of
didn't
those
have
little
two-factor.
yeah, because you didn't have two-factor, they reset your password because you filled out a couple of memes that told everyone the street you grew up on and the name of your first pet. People keep databases like that. They do. So this is all very important. It isn't just flippant memes. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Social engineering runs rampant, so this is a pretty important subject. Your rap name is Luna Good Girl Storm of the Seas? I don't know,
It's
that feels like...
it's a Guilty Gear joke.
Oh,
I was gonna say that's got to be something from something.
yeah. It did feel like a reference to something, and I was hoping it wouldn't be something too spicy. Henry Bear, you didn't have a mascot?
That could have been spicy. That could have been a spicy one.
You were denied
Try to
professional
keep the
furries in
spice
high school and
up.
college. Oh, that's a shame. I mean, I can tell you,
Oh,
obviously...
I get it. It's the opposite of soul bad guy. That
Yeah.
took me a
Oh,
second.
bad guy.
That
Exactly.
took me a second. Okay, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, not having a cool high school mascot does kind of suck. Obviously, I'm a badger, so I'm my own mascot. But I want to ask a question to all of you out there. What do your accounts mean to you? It's an open-ended question. You don't have to say it out loud, but if you want to, you can. What do your online accounts mean to you? What would it mean to you if you were to lose them?
Well, with me being chronically online, I'd lose about 90% of what I have.
Exactly. Vec is the best gamer says they'd probably be sad. Yeah. I'd be pretty sad. Or also you say you'd lose your primary means of communicating with the world? Would have to start all over? Make all new accounts? Vec, you have a lot of stuff on your accounts? Yes.
I did have my Discord hacked last year, and it was a nightmare.
Mm.
It was really annoying. I had to rebuild my whole Discord community, and in fact, Discord never fixed it. I just had to restart from scratch. So, it can happen to anybody. You can get fished, smished. I had somebody hacked my friend's account, and they used that username to get to my account. It was a whole trash fire. So, losing even one account could be devastating. I feel if I had lost more than one account, it would have been an even worse situation.
And it wasn't even you that got hacked. It was someone else on your friends list or something. You can be compromised through someone else. So it's
yeah,
important
basically I got compromised because my friend got compromised, and then that also spread the virus to other people on my friends list.
Dang. Spreading that virus so quickly from one person to another just with person-to-person contact. What a shame.
Kind of metaphorical that way.
Kind of metaphorical that way, right? But yeah, those accounts mean a whole lot to us, right? Sometimes they're the ways that we make money. I mean, I don't make a whole lot of money doing this, but it's, it's a way that some of us make our money.
Various income sources across different accounts. It really depends on which accounts get compromised, how bad it is. It's like a sliding scale for me, but it definitely could impact some of my income for me. So that's like a pretty big deal.
Yeah, some of those financial consequences of not having your accounts protected.
Like Steam is a big one, right? How much money have you spent on Steam that could be gone in a blink of an eye?
All those
Don't wanna
games
think
that
about
you
it.
never even got to play, like Tears in the Rain.
Yeah, I'm gonna die before I finish all my Steam games, guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't think any of us will live that long.
Really.
Another lifetime just to finish every game I have.
So
I'm
our
just going to
accounts-
upload my brain into the computer. Make
Yeah.
sure I can get stuck in there so I can keep playing those games and finish my backlog.
I'm just going to glance at my stream list right now. Even if I uploaded my brain to the egregore or whatever would emerge from the AI, I would still probably never get to what is this? Woodcutter Simulator 2013. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever end up getting to play that. I don't even know how I have it on my account.
What if you just fired
That
up
sounds
tonight
pretty
just
alright,
because you
though.
teased yourself? You
Just
give yourself
because.
a task.
Yeah. What is Natural Selection 2? I don't even know what that is. But yeah, your accounts mean a whole lot to you. Our lives are lived in many ways online. So let's talk about the very first thing. The very first thing that people talk about when they discuss online safety and security, right? It's the big one. Passwords. And I don't mean
Dun, dun, dun.
password 1 exclamation point. Let's talk about real passwords. I think we'll have some great input from our lab coat wearing friend here. Well, let's go over some of
For
these
sure.
don'ts, right? What about this one? Writing them down or telling anyone. Seems pretty obvious, right? Why would it matter if you told anyone? Even someone you were close with or trusted?
Loose lips sink ships?
That's true. They do other things too, but yeah, that's one of the things that loose lips do. There's an old saying, 3 can keep a secret. If 2 are dead.
If
Oh my
2 are-
God, Ralsei, you literally
Right,
said it.
there it
as
is,
I
right
was-
there in the chat.
As I was... Usually it's Rao that does that.
Definitely.
When I was first in my first computer lab in school, I think it was middle school, the computer lab teacher, and this is, before people really understood any of that stuff, had the password to the adult filter written on a post-it note on their monitor. So that was how I first encountered 4chan, and it was actually the first hentai I ever saw was because the computer lab teacher put the adult filter password on their monitor, and I opened up 4chan without knowing what it was.
Whoopsies.
And there was some
Wild.
hentai vagina. Yes, indeed.
Right in the middle of class?
Well, it was like a study hall type deal, so there were people there, but they didn't see it.
There
It
was no
just
one
me.
breathing over your shoulder.
Yeah.
No
I mean,
one's
I still remember.
Commit the crime.
What you working on?
I can still go look it up and see it right now. It's wow. Kione, I'm sorry. That's one of the big don'ts. Some of you don't even know who that is. Anyway, the other big don't, of course, is one word. Tell me a little bit about why that would not be a good idea, Xander. Why is one word as a password, even if it's a longer word?
So the big issue with that is cybersecurity has become an arms race, and someone trying to figure out or hack a password is not just going to start from the top with AAA, and doing stuff like that. The algorithms that people use to try to hack into your accounts are optimized to start looking for more common words or more common passwords first. So it will actually take very, very little time if you have any single word in the English dictionary just as your password on its own. It's called a dictionary attack, where they optimize for specific words.
So a dictionary attack is not when the teacher hits you with a dictionary because it's the biggest, heaviest book that they can grab?
That could be what's the word for when we have two different definitions for the same word?
Synonyms. Homonyms?
I suppose that could be.
Ad
I suppose
hominems?
that could be a homonym.
If only we had a dictionary.
But
Let me go grab one to dictionary attack with.
Or maybe it's like when the Merriam-Webster Twitter account roasts you, which is a weird thing that can actually happen.
Oh no.
Homophones. Yeah, like there, and 222. The other thing that you should not be doing is making your password related to the account. So don't make your Blue Sky password me at Blue Sky ! Because again, those are probably the things that people are going to try first, right? Those dictionary attacks or people who are trying to guess your password.
And same with the social engineering thing. Do not use your birthday or a maiden name or something like that as part of the question. Oh, as part of your password, especially if it is corresponding to that exact same security question.
Exactly. One of the things that I used to do and realized, wow, that's a bad idea when I started learning more about online security is I would have the same password and then just put at the end what account it was for. If I only had to remember one password, it would be whatever the password was, and at the very end, type Twitter or type Facebook. Well, that seems really secure, right? Well, if someone gets that one password, now it's going to be pretty easy for them to get into any of my accounts. You should make it a demon name, Ralsei says. I don't want to summon a demon every time. I only have so much energy for the succubi.
well, make a demon name but get a couple letters wrong, and then you won't summon a demon. But if someone guesses it, then they'll summon a demon.
Maybe you'll end up summoning a demon you didn't want, though. I mean, I'm trying to get Stolas. I don't want the other one that is about drugs or whatever.
Never get the code in 666? Oh my goodness.
Lorraine, your boss used a childhood nickname as the password for rebooting their $100,000 instrument. And you know this because you found an envelope addressed to him when you moved labs. That seems like a huge oversight. Or else you say Stolas is a full package. Yeah, he certainly is. Oh, I'll stop. I don't deserve him at his best. Ralsei, we're going to have a chat. We're going to have a little chat after class. I'm going to need you to stay after. Yes, I was changing a few letters. It's just going to give you a different demon. I mean, there's so many demons that all the names are taken. It's like back in the old AOL days. You had to put capital X, lowercase x, capital X, and then your name, and then capital X, lowercase x, capital X.
Xbox Live all over again.
Yeah. I had 3 of them like that. They were all Gundam Wing related, though.
Oh, that's totally logical.
It was like
logical.
It was like XIX, so that it would look what's the word? Symmetrical. XIX, the silencer, XIX, because that was Troa's nickname, the silencer. God, I love Troa. Some of the do's, though. Let's talk about the things you should do. Do, baby shark. Length. Bigger is better. Be a size queen. Make that password long. Make sure that you have a mix of upper and lower characters. And I'm going to discuss why in a second because I want to make sure we get Xander's comments on that. You can use special characters. Just like me, I'm a very special character. But don't just put them at the start and at the end. Not just put that exclamation point right at the end, like password 1 exclamation point. One of the things you can do is use phrases. Again, on the next slide, we'll have some good tips about that. Use phrases to help you remember. Or else you say, Flag on the Moon, 1968. You and I are the only people on planet Earth who are going to get that reference. I challenge anyone, even Rao, who always gets the references. But what I mean by phrases are like...
I don't know that one.
verify.
I thought they were trying to
but I
flag
don't know
in
what
me.
it's a reference
No,
to.
that is a
like-
Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference. Flag on the Moon.
Oh, which
Oh,
episode? Which
throwback.
episode?
It's multiple ones because they do it every time. What's the name of the director?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime they see one of his
Kubrick.
movies. Anytime they see one of his movies,
Flag
they
on
put
the Moon.
Flag on the Moon.
Kubrick.
Oh no. Coleman Francis. Yeah, any of those old terrible Coleman Francis films.
Coleman Francis.
That's cool.
I think that specifically first comes from Red Zone.
I get a
Cuba.
lot of MST3K references, but that one
Yeah.
went over my head.
When they make a reference to some old-timey actor, I'm like, I don't know who the hell that is. But it's still funny. But it's only because Crow is saying it. Florian asks, how would a foreign language or alphabet work? Well, I think it would actually be really hard to do with like Japanese characters. It would be hard to get passwords there, huh? But I don't know.
It depends on whatever sort of strings the database accepts. I actually don't know this answer specifically. If you are, for example, using maybe a non-English language that has a lot more accent marks and stuff like that over your vowels, you can probably get away with something like that. But more complex Japanese or Chinese characters are probably not usually being used in online databases.
Okay. Who's the robot? Emperor? Who's the caveman? I'm sure glad he's frozen in there. I don't know. So for example, what I put here as an example was capital S C H 00 LZ underscore exclamation point N underscore
Yeah.
capital M capital Y hyphen PH left parentheses right parentheses N3. Schools in my phone would be a password you could use. Because you could remember that phrase, and that would help you remember, oh yeah, I had the 2 O's, and I didn't use any O's because it's a bracket thing or whatever. Whatever would help you remember. Because that's something like the, what is that website? Something that hosts WebMs or something, and you download it, and it's always like, confused, angry, ferret or something is the file name. Because it just makes up random
Sounds
file
like
Does
names.
that with your clips. Twitch
yeah,
does
so-
that with your clips.
Sounds like Giphy Cat as well, or
Giphy
what
Cat.
used to be Giphy Cat. I think that
Think of-
website died a few years ago.
GitHub does it too. They'll come up with some weird ass file name. Yeah.
Oh
for
god,
your
Lel the
default
Lion.
repo.
Lel the Lion.
Yeah.
Got the reference. Well, not a reference so much as my little Easter eggs that I like to put in there. Yes, the that acronym is SIMP. Sniper Monkey. Tools in my phone. SIMP. The other thing to remember is between uppercase, lowercase, the 10 number digits, and the special characters, there are 94 total characters that you can choose from to make a password. If you just used 6 lowercase characters and someone knew that your password was 6 lowercase characters, there would be 300 million possible passwords it could be. That seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of possible passwords that someone would have to go through to get to your password. But with the correct setup, someone could brute force that in seconds. 6 lowercase letters. But like we said, size matters. If you used 12 characters that were a mix of all of the possibilities, upper, lower, number, and special characters, there would be 4.7 times 12 to the 23 possible characters. That's just 12 characters. And that would take thousands and thousands of years for someone to brute force. Basically impossible, unless the brain into the whole cloud consciousness or whatever happened. Lauren, you ask, how many characters is a safe password these days? Well, to prevent like a brute
The
force
answer to
attack-
that is the
Go ahead.
well, the answer to that is the most that the website will let you use.
Very true. That would be
There's
the
not really a
safest.
simpler way to give that.
If you want to give yourself like one of those, I should drink 12 cups of water kind of like benchmarks, or when people say 10,000 steps a day, none of that is actually based on science. Like the 10,000 steps a day, that's just a nice round number. Some Japanese fitness guy made up sometime back. If you want to give yourself a nice benchmark, 12 with a mix of all of the characters, without
Sounds
being
a good
in a
spot.
particular order, without being a common phrase or word, without being paired to your account, without being paired to something about you, that would be a fairly safe password. But something to keep in mind is that if you increase your password by just one more character, you're increasing it by another factor of what, 94, because of the 94 possible characters. So whatever your password is that you think is safe, add another character. So let's talk about the second big thing that is often very freaking inconvenient, especially for me at work. Because I deal with some sensitive data. Now, not only do I have to log in every time, even if I step away from the computer for a moment, I also have to pull out a little USB, a YubiKey, plug it in, type in my password, put my finger on the YubiKey, and it enters in a one-time thing. All that just to unlock the computer to get back into my work zone.
Or you might have an authenticator app on your phone,
Yes.
or you might get a text message from your application, or you might have some unholy combination of all those different things. You may have a fingerprint reader on your computer.
All of those things feel like a huge freaking inconvenience. But they matter.
But
What's the alternative?
nobody else can do it.
The alternative is the inconvenience of someone getting into your accounts. If someone got into my accounts and they could connect my character to my real life, that might suck for me. I say some things on here that maybe I wouldn't want attached to my real life, resume. I don't put down on my resume that I'm a VTuber. Well, not yet. Maybe someday. Ayla Mooney does IRL content, right? You do real life face. I was going to say facial, but that wouldn't quite be right. Face content
cam?
that you show yourself. Face
Yeah,
cam.
I show even more sensitive parts of myself. One time, unrelated to that part of my job, I did leave pictures of a naughty disposition on a USB hard drive, and then I left that USB hard drive accidentally in the library at my college.
Ooh.
So then I had to call campus security to be like, the cops said I had to report it to you guys as stolen. And so
Yeah.
I did. And then I called the cops back to let them know I had already used campus security. And the lady tried to shame me for it. And I was like, can I talk to your manager? And I did. And that person apologized and took my report because I needed to report it for the campus security too. I didn't do work of the kind I do now. So I didn't want that like being spread around. But like, what do you do, right? You're the one who left the thing that is sensitive material somewhere. So having a password on that material just on the USB drive to me sounds just like a really good idea, because I probably wouldn't have been so worried about that kind of content floating around at that time.
Yeah. It feels like it would have been maybe an inconvenience at the time, but wow, wouldn't that have been a huge convenience to know that, well, it's encrypted. Who cares? They're not
So
going to
no
get
one's
into it
gonna
anyway.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so whether it's for your job or your personal, I think like it's just smart to have layers on layers when it comes to information.
Every additional layer is that one more barrier that they're going to have to crack to get at your crack in this case.
Thought.
You must construct additional factors. Quick, name that reference.
StarCraft.
Well, that's a StarCraft. Yeah.
Pylons, you must construct them. Most accounts have some amount of sensitive data, even if you don't realize it. More of your accounts have things that are potentially sensitive than you might think. You might think that your Twitter account, well, it's, I just shitpost on there. It's just my bad tweets. It's just my bad poetry. It's just my posts simping for my waifu or husbando or whatever. It's got more sensitive data than you might realize. Your Twitter account could be used to get your access to other accounts. How many of you have used your Twitter account to log on to some other site? Hello, Broxula VT.
probably.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey,
Yeah, how
Ron,
many of you
glad
have
to see you.
done that?
I think I've only done
Probably
that
more
once
than
or twice,
one
and that was
site.
like 7 years ago.
If someone got into my Google account and I thought, well, it was just my Gmail account for my secondary thing. Sometimes I use those Google login options instead of creating an account. If someone got to that account, then they could get into all of the accounts I've ever logged into with that Google account. So even your sort of throwaway accounts that might feel like, well, whatever, I don't need to protect those as much. You might be wrong. You might have posted something on that account that is sensitive. Might be connected to an account that does have your sensitive information on it. Or they use that account to be able to find your friends. And as Countess Lita had mentioned earlier, they had lost access to an account because one of their friends got hacked.
Yeah, you get your they get your friends list, and they could use that as a vector to attack you from your friends list, which is a huge bummer when that happens. But these systems are very good at connecting people. They're good at at figuring out like who knows who and making those connections. So yeah.
Yeah, they are getting smarter and smarter all the time, and it's an arms race, as Xander said earlier. The bad guys will always continue to innovate and learn. You would think maybe they should just get a real job, but I don't know. I guess they like being bastards.
If they do enough hacking, a government will give them a real job.
Yeah. I knew someone who was
Unfortunately.
really good programmer, and the government would come asking him for I don't know, some kind of job, and he'd be like, well, I just like smoking weed too much, and they drug test, so I don't know how they're going to be able to find any kind of computer people if they don't hire stoners.
Real.
So make sure you are using trusted apps when you're using any kind of multi-factor authentication, any kind of 2FA. As Florian was mentioning earlier, and I didn't see it at the time, but asked how safe are these potential security measures, these MFAs? Well, they're only as secure as the other possibilities, as the other systems, passwords and whatnot. Which is why you want those extra
Say
layers.
is not flawless because
No.
I have multi-factor authentication on my Discord and they were still able to get into the system. So you do have to be aware. For example, sometimes you might get a weird text. I got an email at one point saying, hey, someone tried to log into it's your Epic Game account, for example. Don't click on that. Somebody's trying to log into your account. So the people can be absent-minded and say, oh yeah, okay, sure, I'll go ahead and click go on that. Usually if somebody's trying to log into your account or trying to change your password on your behalf and they hit your MFA, go and change your password again just to be on the safe side because you know somebody might be trying to social engineer their way into your account.
Absolutely. And make sure that those apps are kept updated because new and improved variants of viruses and hacking methods are invented every day. Also, don't just okay every request. There is actually a type of attack. See if I can remember the name. It has a name. Some kind of...
I'm always in the way of things on this slide.
If notification fatigue or something like that, bombarding you with requests, bombarding you with notifications. Eventually, a lot of people, they found, will just click it to get rid of it. But because you were tired of getting the notification, you just gave someone access to your Chase bank account or whatever. Don't just okay every request. And if you are getting those requests, I mean, Lita just said it. Go change your password. The reason someone is able to get to your 2FA and continue to send you notifications is that they are trying to log in. You should be changing your password at least as often as you are, I don't know, buying new underwear. Which, God, I hope that's relatively often for most of you. So let's talk about another thing. Something that might be very relevant to all of us for different reasons. PII. Somebody tell me what that means. Somebody shout it out. Don't have to raise your hand, class. Go ahead and shout it out.
Darn it, I looked it up the other day because I forgot.
What it means, but are we asking chat or are we asking us?
Your
I'm
boxes
here
are
to
very
learn.
expensive,
What
Rao.
does that mean?
What does P mean? It's not the we.
PII.
PII, class.
It means personally identifiable information.
There we go. Personally identifiable information. Exactly, Zetsun Alpha, Rao. Things about you that could identify you. What kinds of things are those, right? We're all so, I guess, common. Everybody has brown hair. Well, lots of people have brown hair. Lots of people have the same eye color. Lots of people look similar. Could someone really identify you by a picture of you? Yes. Yes, in fact, they could. Could someone identify you by your voice? Yes. I bring this up because I like to talk about this 4-square quadrant graph. The things about you that are private and personal, that are private and professional, that are public and personal, and that are public and professional. What's something about you, class or guests,
I'm gonna move
that
again.
is personal about you, but is also something that you would want to keep private? You can stand up a little taller. Lita, the stream avatars are crawling all over your face like ants.
I know. I'm trying to find a right spot where I'm not in the way of stuff on the slides, and I feel like I'm in the corner sometimes. That's okay.
You could
I'll
go
be
They are
over
too
here for
large.
now.
They are too large.
Yeah, there we go. I tried
Well, now they're just crawling all over your
The
boobs.
avatars are cute. No, that's okay. That's fine. Sorry, what was the question, Teach?
Yes. What is something about you that is personal, but that you would like to keep private?
Well, I'm not gonna say.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be a trick question in this situation.
Exactly. That's that quadrant that you don't want anyone to know about you at all. Then there's the quadrant about things that are professional that you would want to keep private. For example, I don't mean things that you don't want anyone to know, but for example, your resume. You want some people to know about that, but you don't want it to be public information. Some people do that where they have a public LinkedIn. I don't really like that idea. Also, LinkedIn is just a bad place to be.
It's got so bad.
It's so bad. It's all AI slop and finance bros and tech bros. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about you that is not personal. It is professional stuff, but that you also still want to keep private. There are personal things that you are okay with showing in public. And that level varies with all of us. And then there are things about your professional life that you do want public. So I just use this quadrant to help people think about how to separate the two. Separating your personal life and your professional life and deciding which of both of those things you're okay with people knowing and you're not okay with everyone knowing. So the personal things you post on Facebook, those might be private, things that you only want your closest friends and family to know about. Then there are your public posts on Twitter. If you use your real life name and face on your Twitter account, every time you post, those are things that are now public forever. Although maybe not forever, and I'll talk about that later. Many of us have a split like this, and I don't mean split personality. I mean, we have a dedicated set of accounts for our play and a dedicated set of accounts for our professional life, for, you know, Facebook type of stuff, Instagram, your real life stuff, your dating apps. How many of you have like a real life account? That is your real life name, real life face that your grandma knows.
I don't use those anymore, really.
You don't?
I think I
Last
have
one
them
I had
on like a
was-
this version. The last one would be Facebook, probably, but it's
Specifically
down
to
my
keep
Facebook.
track of my
There in
grandmother.
years.
Yeah.
Oh.
So specifically to the families, you know.
Yeah, got rid of my last one 10 years ago.
So they are falling by the wayside. Fewer and
It's
fewer
funny
people.
because Facebook in particular, Microsoft as well, a lot of these companies don't really understand the need that people have to separate their personal and fun time and professional lives, and they want everything to be on the same account, and you keep having to re-explain to them like, hey man, sometimes I just need my account to be separate from my job. Thanks, please. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot
even
of push.
TikTok does that. Like every time I log into TikTok, it's like, "Would you like us to search your contacts?" And I'm like, "No, no,
No, that's not
No.
what we're doing here. This is a different place. We're doing something different here.
I
Yeah.
report weather on TikTok. I don't need everybody to know that. It is for people who like VTubers, specifically giving them their weather.
Yeah, most people nowadays, younger people, we're only using our phone for people that still use the phone, like my boss or, the school. I'm not going to be using any of my phone contacts to see my TikToks about making sure that you slather all that good white cream on your face, but I mean sunscreen.
It's great.
I don't need them to see that.
Also, I haven't been over
Ah.
to Facebook to check, but I've heard it's just a lot of AI slop and old
Yeah.
people being
Old
A
people
lot
amazing.
who
of
can't tell the
AI
difference.
slop on Facebook these days. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my understanding. They got
That's
Shrimp
what's trickled
Jesus.
over to me.
They got a lot of AI generated pictures of people's sand sculptures and wood sculptures, and Jesus made out of shrimp is a one I've seen, and
So these little images, these little symbols, let's consider what they might mean as far as personally identifiable information goes. What do you think some of these are referring to?
Well, there's a family tree.
Yep,
Is it not?
that is a family tree.
All right.
You can tell they're not from Alabama because it's not a straight line. Sorry to anybody from Alabama. I'm just kidding, they don't have internet down there.
There'd be a city skyline for where you live.
Skyline for where you live. What might this one be, class? The big blue dark circle.
School.
A school. This one's pretty easy.
I see
Your
it.
resume, where you work.
Mhm.
Maybe this one might be a little harder to get. What might this refer to as your personally identifiable information? Not your birthday.
Where you're gonna be.
Exactly, your schedule. Something that people don't really think about. Your daily schedule. This is especially prevalent for people who have like a real life presentation where people can figure out what you look like. I used to chat with a group of people in a message board, but I was so consistent in when I posted that people knew exactly what my schedule was. They knew when I got up for work, they knew when I got off of work, they knew when I was arriving back home. And that was fine because it was the early days of the internet. Wait a minute, that was actually worse. But someone knowing your schedule, knowing where you're going to be and when you're going to be there, is a pretty big security risk, especially if you are someone who has a real life presence. And yes, Henry Bear, this middle one is your social connections. Who you surround yourself with.
Your Twitter circle.
Your Twitter circle, for example, yeah. And just like a Discord hack might not affect you personally, but it might affect someone you know, and thus impact you that way, someone could get to you through your connections. Someone could find out more information about you, even if you have your Facebook well protected. Someone could get to your friend's Facebook or your grandma's Facebook because they sent them a picture of Aejis saying, I need your Facebook account and the last 4 digits on your social security card or whatever. And they give it to them because they think Jesus is going to give them a lifelong supply of shrimp or something. It was the shrimp Jesus from your earlier reference, Sender.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Probably say this is how L caught light and how Lex Luthor figured out Superman had a day job. That's actually really accurate, yeah. Figuring out your schedule, what you do and when you do it. If people know when you're pooping on the clock, I mean, you don't want your boss to know that. So protect your your PII, I mean. Anonymity protects you, but the biggest threat to it is you. And of course, the politicians who hate you. We won't get into that. That'll be a whole nother stream. But anonymity protects you, and it's very important. Anonymity protects all four of us on the screen right now. I can be fairly well assured that I can do my lessons and make jokes about how the acronym Goth Girl can help you quit using too much cannabis. And I can talk about slathering hot white cream on your feet without fear of my job finding out and getting in trouble with my boss. I can yell at people who are doing terrible things in the world. I can tell the prime minister of whatever to suck a fart straight from my ass until he chokes to death on it. And I won't go to prison or lose my job. Anonymity protects me. And it protects my hobbies. I can be a VTuber and my coworkers don't realize how cringe I am. Anonymity protects me. It allows me to have this kayfabe. Yes, Ralph.
It's okay. You can be cringe. You can be free. Being cringe is being free.
Be cringe and be free. We had a whole lesson on that class. You know all about it. Anonymity protects Ayla Mooney and her real life content. It protects Countess Lita from people finding out that she is in fact a spider.
Yeah,
it protects Xander Turing from people finding out that he plays that cringy game. You know which one I'm talking about.
Which one? You're going to have to narrow it. No, you're going to have to narrow it down.
No. The Fate. What you're the one who said you've played Fate Stay Night, right?
No.
No?
I don't play gotchas anymore.
Oh, not anymore. Oh.
I play all kinds of cringy games, but I usually don't care if people know I've played a cringy game because I will post about it. But that's different.
I think very little is cringy for me, but I don't have a professional job like some of you guys do.
Oh god, Henry, no, he's not that bad.
League of Legends.
He's not that bad.
The darkest.
Oh
timeline.
no! I could never dip that low.
See, I'm a perfect angel. I've never played League of Legends.
Your Honor, League of Legends, death. That is such a great meme.
I want to ask you, Mr. Aegis, I want to ask you a question about this. I want to have a little conversation about this because I think there is certainly a balance to be struck between, being a paranoid person who doesn't share any information with anybody ever about where you're going and what you're going to be doing and where you're going to be. I mean, there you got in some sense you have to live your life, right? If you're going to be at a con and you're going to meet up with your friends and you want them to know that you're going to be at this con, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to die, right?
Yes. But the same thing is
true. Like, people don't want to live under those same circumstances every day of their life, right? Like,
and this is a very important point that we're gonna talk about, and that we usually talk about, especially in things like when we give lessons on cannabis, for example. We'll give people this information about, here's the potential issues, here's what it can cause. But in the end, I don't want anyone to feel like they're told you can't do this. Don't smoke weed. I want people to make informed choices, right? If you want to use cannabis, do so in a way that is going to be responsible, right? Nothing that we do is ever going to be perfectly safe. You're not going to be able to make yourself perfectly safe online either. So you have to make judicious choices. Judicious is one of my favorite words, to make those wise choices. Not to be paranoid, not to be worried all the time, but to take the most obvious protections. To add that extra character to your password. If you come away from this lesson thinking, you know what, I think on my most important account I will add that MFA that it keeps asking me to do, and I keep denying because I don't want that inconvenience. Or you add that extra character to your password. Or the next time you're about to post a picture of yourself. Update your password. You remember, oh god, my password is literally just password and the name of the site that I'm using. Or if you
Yeah,
watch
don't
this
have it
lesson,
be the same for all sites.
yeah, and you decide you want to change that, you watch this and you realize, I'm going to make sure that next time I post a picture of myself, I'm going to make sure that my house is not in the background with the address on it. Take those most obvious protections. It's a very good point to bring up. Not to live your life in fear, but to live your life in a way that you don't have to worry so much. You don't have to have so much fear. Yeah, that's a great point.
I don't think you even have to have the name on the house. You should be scared of those people who can just play GeoGuessr really, really.
Yeah.
and have
Those
almost
people are
nothing
frightening.
visible.
They see
Yeah.
the sky above your house and are like, you live at 437 East Elm
I
Street.
think that was actually how they found out where Shia LaBeouf was live streaming from at some point.
Yeah.
They looked at
I
the
bet.
trails from planes and cross-referenced that with flight logs to figure out where he was.
That's crazy.
Why can't people use those powers for good? Like, hey, there's notorious. Help us find this notorious murderer. No, we're gonna find an actor doing a bit.
I think that the internet has actually solved a couple murders in the last like 10,
Well,
15 years.
you
I'd have to
gotta
look it
be
up.
careful
but-
of internet sleuthing because people will hear a true crime story and then be like, "I
Oh,
can
God,
solve
the
this.
true crime
I'm the
people."
detective," and they'll just
Oh, no,
like,
yeah.
then they'll become get in people's faces.
No, yeah,
It's
that's
just not
but it
positive.
has happened. It
Yeah.
has happened in the last like 10 years. There have been quite a few notable internet solved this, and lots of them were cold cases that people were on purpose working together to try to see
Cool.
if they could solve. Which I think is a good usage. You definitely shouldn't be used for witch hunts, but the people who are actually doing that kind of thing, ethically, is
Yeah, crowdsourced crime fighting.
the Internet Collective has a better success rate than psychics. There you go.
That is actually
That's
true. So yeah, as Lita was pointing out, don't beat yourself up about or obsess about all of your posts and your internet security. But if you are going to post something, would you tell this to someone who wanted to get at your personal accounts, wanted to get into your financial accounts? Would you say this to would you give this information to your rival, to your enemy? To the Lex Luthor, to your Superman?
Me?
Yeah, would I give this
I
to
will
a
take your credit
horrible
card.
blue gremlin on the internet? Would I give the funny little three
Your
numbers on the
social
back of my credit card?
security number. Definitely.
And if you can find yourself on the internet, if you can find your real life information on the internet, guess what? Someone else can too. Look at this photograph. If someone can find you in a reverse image search, they will. Trust me. Yes, it means that other people can find you. And you think, what's the worst that could happen if someone finds me? Yeah, what is the worst that could happen? Lauren asks if I recommend those services that claim that they can scrub the internet of Varus data about you. I wouldn't trust those services, but there are, fascinatingly enough that you mention it, there are things that you can do. First off, you should be watching where your data goes, because the companies that get it, they certainly care about your data. They love to sell it. They love to keep it and use it. So another great little point that this brings up related to what you mentioned, Lita, is not to be paranoid, but to use the tools that are available to you. A lot of people will just use their accounts without ever checking the settings. A lot of people really realize, God, it was, how long ago was it? That Twitter was automatically adding different things to your interests and notifications or something like that. And it was just building up this
You
huge
do have
database.
to periodically check that stuff to make sure
Yeah.
that they didn't add something weird. Like I was uploading a YouTube video and I noticed they've added some stuff to your YouTube video uploads, like some AI stuff that wasn't there before. So like,
Yeah.
just things to keep an eye on.
My mom just got a new phone and sent me a message. What is this Copilot thing? I can't get it off. I can't shut my phone off now. I hold down the power button and it just brings up this AI thing. Yeah, they're going to keep doing that stuff. Check your settings on the sites that you use. Check your privacy options. You can tell most of these things not to track you. I don't necessarily know if it means they're not actually going to do it, but at least take the option. Tell it not to track your history. You can see what activity there is about you that Google is keeping. Go to myactivity.google.com. You can check out all kinds of things. You might be surprised at just how much is stored about you. And as Raul points out, if a service is free, you are the product. When it comes to sites like Twitter, you are the product. Your eyeballs are, in fact, the product. We talked about this in the social media lesson. Your attention has been monetized. People make money off of your brain. You can set up search alerts. I get an alert anytime my real life name would come up in a Google search, because I want to keep track of that. What are people finding out about me? I want to know if something weird has come up about me, or if someone has perhaps used my name. All of your social media accounts have some amount of privacy and tracking options. One place that you can use to opt out of people search sites is privacyrights.org. Go to sites like that, see what information about you is out there, and there are sites where you can opt out of spam and opt out of people search results, where people, even if they try looking up your name, even if they get your real name, they're not going to get things like your current phone number or the closest relative. In fact, I was able to find an old friend that I'd lost touch with years ago by looking them up on these people search sites. Possibly a good use of a service like that, but it was also kind of disturbing that it basically told me exactly where his parents now live. I don't necessarily want people to find out where my mom lives. No. She could say some embarrassing things about me. Go to especially Google and check these things. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Huge data harvesters.
Well, Google is ultimately an advertising company. You know, that's their bread and butter. So the more information they have, the better ad placement they can do.
And they want to know your connections. They want to know who your friends and family are. That's going to give them all kinds of info for serving up your friends and family the most relevant data. So if you have close family, or if you have little ones, for example, keeping your data safe is going to be even more critical, especially as those young ones start having their own internet presence. I don't have any, thankfully. Well, maybe not thankfully, but yeah, I don't know if I could do that, but some of you might.
It's actually, Google's pretty robust about it. As long as you set up their accounts underneath your own as a child account, it's pretty robust as far as what I can control.
Yeah, exactly. You took the time to check out those settings to note, okay, this is how I can protect the smaller, horrible goblin.
Taking over the world.
Yep. Yep, we're the boomers now.
Goblins and goblins at a time. Elves are just space goblins. Let's be for real.
They really are. They try to be all fancy and be like, oh, the wisdom of the ancients.
Just got stretched out because of their gravity. So they think they're tall and superior, but no. Just pale goblins.
Goblins are pretty good. I don't know. Don't mind me some gobos.
Exactly.
But we also want to talk about scams and fraud and phishing. We're not going phishing. We're going to prevent phishing. We're going to talk about
I think this link. You should definitely click it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely you should click this link I'm sending you, friend, buddy, pal.
Yeah. You know, that's actually a very interesting kind of dovetails with. God, what was I about to? If you can be recognized by your images, if you can be recognized by the way you talk. When I get a message from someone who's, for example, been fished or something, you can usually tell that that's not actually your friend just by the way they talk, right?
Yeah, they're like, "Hello, stupendous evening."
Yeah.
How
I
are
know
you?
that's not my friend because he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, dickweed?"
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I'm the kind of person who would say stupendous evening.
Yeah, but then I would know that it
But
was
we
you.
know that about you, so
You would
know.
not say "What's
Now
up,
we know
dickweed"
that.
as your message.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
I'd
if
also
you
say
came in
that.
with the "What's up, dickweed," then we'd know.
And just like if a service is free, you are the product, no one will ever give you money for giving them some first. Send me money and I will send you more money later is the slogan of a con man. Not someone who's actually going to send you a bunch of money. It is.
They have the scam. You probably get texts from these people all the time. But, you know, the random texts. I got one just the other day that's like, "Hey, can you talk?" And you don't recognize the number. Well, they're just asking you to. They're just trying to get you to text back. And then you'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this was a wrong number. Who are you?" And like, you can waste their time a little bit, but if they get you on the hook, they call that a pig butchering scam. And how the pig butchering scam works is they start to get friendly with you, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong number, but do you want to chat about cryptocurrency and how much cryptocurrency you could make if you sent me your wallet code?" And you'll be like, "I don't know, have a wallet code." "Well, you could make one on this free account that I'm going to give you access to right now. But you might have to put in some seed money. Would that be okay?" "Oh, I don't know. Might make thousands of dollars, I guess." Like, that's the whole point of the scam. But they get you talking. They'll talk to you about bullshit for like 2 weeks before they drop their cryptocurrency crap.
Can you imagine how many older people are getting scammed like that now?
It's a lot. It's sad. It's you know, people don't realize that that's what that is.
Yeah, because they're also people who are very, very desperate for human contact. So they're looking for someone to talk to about bullshit. So yeah, that is a very scary type of scam, especially with, as people were talking about in the chat, the rise of AI voices. Making people think that it's you or a celebrity. Yeah, absolutely. No one will ever give you money for giving them some first. And no reputable person is going to ask you to pay them in some strange Russian currency exchange method. No one is going to demand that you pay them in a gift card. Can anyone tell me why a scammer would want you to buy them things or send them money via the gift card?
More difficult to track.
Very difficult to track. And it's almost impossible to get a refund on. Because you didn't buy the thing through a reputable dealer. You gave them a gift card that they could do with whatever they wanted with.
I've even had gift cards like get used by people who just like try a bunch of numbers, or I think what they do is they go scan a bunch of them. They're still in like a different store, and then someone will buy them, and then they just use like a whole lot of them to buy stuff from the retailer, and they'll resell that stuff. So I've gotten gift cards given to me, and it was like my mom, so I know it's real, and she's got a receipt for it being activated at the register, right? So I have like proof that it was purchased, proof that it was activated, and yet when I call like the customer service retailer, they're just like, "Oh, sorry, it must have got used in a batch. I can see it was used on this day with like 50 other gift cards." And I'm like, "So what? So how come you couldn't deny that person that, you know, if you can obviously see this person is paying in 50 small gift cards for a giant item, like, how come you wouldn't stop and check that, see where those were activated?" And they're like, "We just don't care."
Yeah,
And they
they've
won't,
got the money
they won't
already.
refund you your money. Yeah, they won't give you, you had proof that you're the one who purchased it and not someone else. So like, there's all kinds of scams that kind of go around gift cards, and they're being bought and sold, but basically it's not traceable money that no one can recover, basically.
Yep, it's the next best thing to cash in terms of untraceable, because even in crypto, which I'm not a supporter of it, at least there's a transaction record.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I've been seeing lately is invoice scams, where you will get an email claiming that it's an invoice with a PDF that looks like a real invoice, and you think that you owe a bill, but when you check the email account, it's like discover card at wizmail.com or something, instead of like do not reply at discover card, like a real email address. So always check those invoices regularly and very carefully. But I think it was Microsoft, they caught a guy who had scammed them out of hundreds of thousands of dollars because he had been sending them small invoices for years to their accounts payable, and they were just paying
and someone
it
had just been paying it.
Yeah, because they get so many transactions all the time. Well, this invoice, he managed to get it to the right place and look real enough, and they were just paying it every month. They eventually caught him, but he had scammed them out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
And that's a big company that seems, well, allegedly would seem to know what they're doing. Maybe not anymore. Not since Windows
Microsoft.
98, the most superior
Sometimes
OS.
is why when you deal with getting paid by companies like that, they can be kind of harsh about how you're getting them the invoice because of stuff like that. They're gonna get looked at. It's got to come in with a work order. The work order has to be right. You have to have that signed by someone else, and you're like, why are you doing all this? And it's just for exactly that reason, because there should have been some kind of tracking and some kind of work order and some kind of authorization to do whatever he was billing them for. But if it was just a small amount and the payroll or the accounts people don't know, then
Yeah. They are not immune either.
it's
Anyone
funny
can be
because that
scammed.
one, he's paying himself, so like at the end of the day when you get found out, you're gonna get found out. That one,
Yep.
he didn't
Hello.
build
Hello,
himself any
CG.
anonymity.
Yeah, your anonymity can protect you, but it will probably not protect you from actual crimes. Would he have gotten away with it, Dragon, if he'd stopped before they found out? He might have. If he had pulled a DV Cooper, I don't know.
Maybe. Because if they just wrapped it up in their expense costs for the year and didn't look any deeper, if no one who knew better didn't see that name.
They might write it off,
or
because, I mean, to
question the
them,
expense.
that's a rounding error in their accounting, right?
Yeah, the money's been spent too, so it's a lot more.
More
think once
specifically
it goes-
for...
Their tax box for done taxes for that year, they're probably never looking again.
Yeah, they're on fiscal year whatever. Which, it's so weird to me
So
that
you'd have
fiscal
to make
year
it to that part.
like ends in June or something. Like, why can't we just make
Yeah.
this match up? I know there's a reason, but it's stupid. It's just like how we have 12 months when we should have 13 equal months of 28 days. But that's my personal pet cause. We need to change the calendar.
Instead of having any that are 30 or 31.
Yeah, just make them all
Is that-
28. That's 364 days.
You have like
Then you have
an extra month at the end of the year that's like a couple days long.
Yeah, 13 months, 28 days each, exactly 4 weeks. That's 364 days. You have one special day, that's your New Year's Day. There's your 365 days. And then you get a 2-day weekend for the leap year.
Oh,
Anyway.
New Year's Day is not a day of the week at all? That's such a fascinating idea.
That's what it would be. Yeah, it would be a
Out
special
of
day
time.
outside of the calendar, that this is our New Year's Day. It would make the rest of the calendar exactly symmetrical. All 4 weeks exactly, would all start on the same day, would all end on the same day, would be exactly in line with like a lunar cycle. It could be great. I think someone was trying to push for this years ago, but of course nobody likes great ideas.
No,
Nobody
that's why
likes
we'll keep
change.
doing daylight savings time
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
So the next thing is that, in addition to no one giving you money first, no real business or agency takes payments in gift cards. Especially prevalent for VTubers or streamers. Businesses and agencies are probably not going to give you anything that are not going to ask you for things first. They're not going to make you give them a gift card or put in seed money. And they're probably not going to make you give them money to join their group. I mean, maybe VShojo, but I actually don't keep up with any of that stuff. I just see the tweets.
No.
I just see the tweets about things. Most real agencies, managers, They want to be presented as professional as possible. So if you are suspicious about anything, any offer that comes your way, it's probably too good to be true.
Well, if anybody tells you they're VShojo now, they're obviously lying because there's no such thing as VShojo anymore. You can go to their
Not anymore.
website. It's dead. It's
The website itself is down now.
Well, if you go there and it's just like, sorry, all of this is unavailable right now.
Oof.
I tried to click on their merch store out of pure curiosity. It's gone.
Oh, like a fire
Oh.
sale.
That's smart.
Yeah, maybe you get some really cheap stuff. Going out of business sale.
They can't even afford to ship it to you.
Yeah.
It's nuked. You can go there and see. It just says currently unavailable. And there ain't nothing on the page other than that.
Speaking of links, if you have any doubt about a link, don't freaking click it.
Don't click it.
Don't click it.
Except the links I send you. They're always good, I promise.
Yeah, you're not sending me any kind of virus that will send you my password and all that good stuff.
Definitely.
Don't just trust your antivirus or your pop-up blocker or whatever. Those things are great. They help you, but they're not a catch-all. I've actually done this to someone where I disguised a link. Now, I was doing this for good, of course, because I'm a good person. But I sent them a link. They were a moderator at a forum that I suspected of being a ban-evading troll that got added to the mod team, because that's what weirdos do. And I thought that this had to be this person. It has to be this person, but I couldn't prove it. So I sent them a link in an email to their mod email address, so I knew it would only be them who got it. And I said, someone posted porn in this thread with a link that looked like a link to the website. But it was actually a IP tracker that once they clicked it, sent me what their IP address was. I was like, oh, I know that that's the IP of that guy. And then I could tell the admin, and that guy got banned. Because the internet is a weird place like that. But he didn't look at what the link was. It looked like http www.ourmessageboard/thread ID or whatever, but it was actually the link to an IP tracker. So make sure you're checking your links before you click on them. Other red flags are things that are very similar to what we've talked about in our online grooming prevention. The ways that manipulators try to get people to do what they want. If someone is talking to you with a sense of urgency or urging you to do things quickly, that you need to act now, that is a huge red flag. Because they don't want you to think about it too long. And they absolutely don't want you to take the time to ask anyone else. They don't want you to tell your friend, hey, I just got this offer. What do you think about it? They don't want you to think, wait a minute, will my bank actually send me to jail if I don't send them a payment right now? They want to scare you, or they want to entice you in a way that makes you feel like I have to do this right away. Secrecy is another big red flag. Don't tell anyone about this special offer. Well, it's because if you tell someone else, they're going to tell you, that's not real. What the hell are you doing, dickweed?
There's another one that I've gotten that's like, there's suspicious activity on your account, but actually the suspicious thing is the email saying that there's suspicious activity on your account. Like they'll say like, someone logged into your account from Russia, but if you click on this link, you can fix it.
Oh, you'll get fixed all right.
Ooh.
They'll fix
Now
your little red wagon.
That's the login.
Danger.
Yeah, but you'll get that one sometimes.
App fan, you say you got a smishing message today from someone claiming to be from the DMV, telling you had to pay an outstanding traffic ticket by the end of the month. Yes, and hey, it's almost the end of the month, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted you to take care of that right away. Because you get a message like that, and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to wait. I better do this right now, without thinking about it too carefully. That is a huge red flag in the social engineering aspect of it. Urgency and secrecy. They might use things that, well, I don't want to tell anyone else about that. Oh, dang, I got this ticket. I don't want anyone to know about that. I'm just going to pay it. Get this off my record. They will also try to play on your emotions, try to either make you feel bad or guilty for something, or make you feel really excited, like winning a contest. But I'm gonna have to be the one to break it to you. You probably haven't won a contest. You haven't won a lottery. You haven't won a contest. You didn't win $5,000 in a drawing that you don't remember entering. You probably didn't even win that art contest that a artist put on Twitter that said, like, follow, and subscribe, and drop your PNG, and you'll probably win a free VTuber model. You probably didn't win, and that probably wasn't even real. And excuses.
You're shattering all of our dreams.
They are. I'm sorry. Your dreams.
And you also didn't get scouted by VShojo. If you get an email from them, that's definitely real.
No. Those agency applications, sorry to tell you, some of them are in fact just getting your data. Because they ask you, tell me all about yourself. And you give them your email address, and you give them the links to all of your accounts. And you describe yourself in detail and give them information. And now they've got it all. And they'll sell it to someone. Things like accidentally sent you too much money. Your bank has deposited too much money.
That was me. You should definitely send it back to me.
Yeah, you now owe me $420. Any kind of job that asks you for a deposit, run the other way. A job is not going to ask you for money first. I think we all are pretty clear now that any random DM from an artist is a scam. Legitimate artists are not going to randomly DM you.
Nope.
The Discord Nitro gift scam still goes on to this day. It feels like it's been going on forever. Any kind of contests, of course, anything that tells you your account is at risk. If you do have questions about that, go to that account's website, find their real contact information, and ask them. They have contact information for a reason. You probably won't get a real person, but at least you can get the automated email that tells you what's up. Don't use the QR codes. I don't understand why QR codes got so big so fast. But a lot of QR code messages you might get, it's very easy, it seems, to get you to follow a bad link. Maybe QR codes are good. I don't know enough about it, but I know that they're used often for scam purposes.
I figure if there's not a physical element to a QR code, there's no reason for me to have to use one. That seems
Absolutely
odd.
not.
Like, is it like a phishing scam type thing where it's like having you use the QR scanner on your phone, and then you're giving over like session information on what your phone is doing, or?
They can fish out the information from your web browser if you're on a computer, and from your phone.
Okay.
Rouse says QR codes are good for encoding more elaborate information than a standard barcode. They're good at what they do, but they're easy to use for evil. I see. So again, a lot like me. Very good at what I do, but if I was to turn to evil, it would be like the Dark Justice League. Oh, also the testing an app or a game. Someone asks you, test my new game. I'm going to give you access to my new game. Play my new game.
No.
Download this app that I've devised.
Do not play their new game.
Do not play the new game. I feel like me downloading or trying to download Knights of the Old Republic mods back in the days of like LimeWire or something was safer than downloading a fake app or game today. I would probably have more success downloading Linkin Park in the End .mp3 on shareware or whatever.
I can't remember if it's on a future slide or not, but having a malware detector on your computer can also help you. But, they'll identify, for example, if a link might be dangerous, and will block you from clicking on that link.
Yes, because the worst that would happen to me if I downloaded the fake Linkin Park in the End is it would just be the chorus repeated for exactly the amount of time, or it would be a really poor quality like anime music video set to like Disturbed or something like that. An MP3 file that's only 50 gigabytes. Yeah. Well, I was a child, Rao. I didn't know. I didn't know any better. I had unfettered internet access as a child. What do you expect from me? Oh, one other thing, yeah. Dropshipping. Dropshipping is another big scam. People will also make offers to you to be a dropshipper. And that's the only kind of shipping that I really can't get behind. Fake products also abound. I don't know if you've seen all the fake products that are out advertised on Twitter now. But they'll
Another
have
really
these...
good use for AI is making
Yeah.
up some crap that you can't really buy. Like, look at this cool furniture that doesn't exist.
Did you see those mugs?
The mug.
The mugs.
The mugs. Yeah.
They looked pretty freaking
like-
badass, but they're not real.
They look like rocks, like like cool rocks,
They look like
fluorine
gems.
or citrine.
Geodes, yeah.
Like, yeah. Nope.
I haven't seen this, but I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah,
Fake
because
photos
they
of
look
these
super
agate
cool.
geode nuts. Oh, they do
Yeah,
look
I
cool.
think.
And then you get it, and it's just like a regular mug with that picture
printed.
printed on it.
Yeah.
Some of them were molded out of like various things, but none of it was even.
I'm not gonna lie,
close
I
to the
wouldn't drink. I
picture.
wouldn't drink out of this awkward-looking thing. I'd rather just have a regular mug than this. I don't know. I wouldn't fall for this one. It just doesn't look appealing to me. What am I sticking my mouth on a rock? Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
colored, not the color changing mugs, where something appears or disappears on the mug if it has some hot liquid in it. My stepdad is obsessed with Henry VIII, so I got him one where it's a picture of Henry VIII and all of his wives, but if you put hot liquid in it, all the wives disappear.
Their heads come
And
off.
it was such a classic, like, divorced dad thing to do, so that's what I got him. Charity scams. Oh, that's the other one I definitely wanted to mention. In the wake of
Charity scam.
disasters, you will see tons of fake charity links to tug on your heartstrings.
Oh,
and be like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I need to help these people. I'll send my money to this charity. It's great that you want to help. It really is. Go to a legitimate charity website to donate. Because there are a lot of them. Trust me, there are a million great causes out there that you can support. I mean, you could just buy a subscription to my channel and that would be helping a really worthy cause. But if you want to help do something like that, don't just click on the links on a Twitter reply. In the arms of
angels.
the angels. Maybe that's the karaoke we'll do. We'll do some Sarah McLachlan.
Yes.
Are you
I'm
gonna
actually
make
gonna
sad
do-
puppy eyes into the camera when you do that?
My sad badger eyes.
Absolutely. In the sweet, sweet sunlight.
Oh, the tears. Can't resist
Perfection.
it. Sad animal. Okay. Okay.
Did my mic get muted? Yeah, it did get muted for a second there. Again, Twitch, fix your... Jeff, you have so much money. And I have nothing.
He can't
Yeah.
hear us. He's in space.
I'm in space. Oh, what's that? It's that, what's his name? It's the Command and Conquer, I think, meme. Oh, thanks for the head pats.
I'm
Pat the
escaping
Badger is here.
to the one place uncorrupted by capitalism. Space.
Exactly. That guy was great.
Thank you, Tim Curry.
Absolutely blessed, Tim Curry. Yeah, copyright trolls will try to get your information because they'll make you fill out that copyright counterclaim. One of the ways that you can help protect yourself as a streamer or VTuber, make sure that the things you're using are royalty free or that you have properly licensed them. If something just says that it's royalty free, don't just assume that it is. Actually check that it does have that release on it. Bot spam is another thing. Bots will come into your chat and drop links, right? Pretty sure all of us have had that. Drink a little water. Again, Mountain Dew, sorry. I'm pretty sure all of us have had that happen where a bot comes in and drops some kind of link. More followers, whatever the case may be.
I don't know. I think I have links disabled. No one can
Yes.
drop links.
There you go. Make sure that you are blocking links altogether if you would like. Or make sure that there are certain...
Yeah, it has to be
links
a
that
link
are-
permission.
Yes, link permissions. Make sure that you have a moderator or an auto mod. Make use of one of the excellent chatbots that are out there. Not those frosty tools, because that's all AI. But use some kind of tool available to you to make sure that the links that come through to your chat are safe. But not only for your protection, but for your community as well. Because let me tell you, some of my community, not the sharpest crayons in the shed. They're in school for a reason. So I need to protect them. Has anyone ever tried to impersonate you? Anyone ever tried to impersonate you? Either online or in real life?
One of
dealt
my
with impersonation.
friends has, but not me specifically.
So it does happen.
I think so.
Not as common, but it is a way that some people will be targeted as a streamer or VTuber. Someone will try to use your identity to get something from members of your community. They'll impersonate you and try to tell your followers, you know, I'm doing a fundraiser, or gosh, my car's out of commission, and they'll get donations sent to them instead of to you. That does happen. Again, not as common, but something to look out for. Because you, as the streamer, and this is an important aspect, you are responsible. You're responsible for the things that happen in your community. You've taken on that responsibility. And I wish I had the meme on hand.
This is why I don't run a Discord.
Question in chat, how much for a thing to be copyrighted? I don't know how relevant that is to all of this, but copyright, so if you make something and it's your original work, it's copyrighted by default.
It's automatic.
There's ways that you can like get a trademark, which is different from a copyright, to further protect your IP. But like your IP is your IP. Now, when you make a deal with somebody, like say for example, like something I'm doing now, right? Like you have a commission for something, you've got to be sure that you secure the proper rights to use that commission in the aspect in which you have intended to use it. So if like, for example, the artist has like this extra fee for commercial rights, otherwise you can't use it, like you should follow those rules. But there's all kinds of other rules that people have in terms of like using things in public domain. For software, we have open source, for example. So like open source software has different rules depending on what the rules are on the post for the open source. So a lot of times they use the MIT rules, but it does depend.
Yeah, and I was just going to say most artists retain copyright to all of their work. All you're buying are specific licenses to use that art in certain ways. They're
Right.
not giving up their copyright to it. And in certain situations you could get the copyright to their actual work, but it's usually not something you need to have unless you're going to be going on to make, unless it's like a book character that you created the character and they just created the design. Well, you might want to buy the full copyright of that from them. There's never any question on further merchandise that you would want to make off of that character who like that with that design. But just like Steamboat Willie came out of copyright, that is the design of Mickey Mouse that came out of copyright. We still can't draw him with the red shorts in his more modern form because that's not out of copyright yet. You can
You can draw the red shorts. Those were pre-Steamboat Willie.
Are they? I thought it was the
in
black.
promotional materials and such. People are
Okay.
very, very gun shy about Mickey Mouse because what is not allowed is like later depictions of the character that has him like with different eyeballs being drawn, different art styles and stuff. Like then you would
Okay.
be fried, but for that. But like
Yeah.
the red shorts thing is kind of one of those gray area weird things. People are usually just
Yeah.
putting him in black and white to be on the safe side. But there's promotional material that showed him with red shorts. It's
Prior to
eh.
that. So it's
Probably
like,
just
yeah,
safer
so
to
like,
not
but
risk
knowing
being
all of
assassinated
that,
by
if
the
you
Disney
gonna,
Corporation.
yeah, but
Right,
if you were
right.
gonna do it, you would want to know that stuff back in
Yes.
before
Right.
even like
Sure.
trying.
Be very sure.
Check all your rights before you decide to make your next Steamboat Willie RPG.
Well, and
or
like
horror game
anyone
or
who
whatever.
ever designed anything on Disney as a studio probably gave up that right as a term of their employment. Like,
Right.
for
Well, I
the
mean,
things they
famously, Mickey
created.
Mouse was not the first character that Walt Disney created. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit predates Mickey Mouse, and they had to rebuy the rights to that character.
Wow,
They
that
had
wasn't very
sold
lucky
the
at all.
rights off.
It wasn't. They didn't get it back till Epic Mickey.
Yeah, make sure that your stuff is properly royalty free or properly licensed. And make sure to get that stuff in writing if you are the person buying it, if it's not something that's just free. There was a tweet that went viral of someone who said, if your about page doesn't look like this, I'm judging you. And it was like the @ of every person who made every single thing for them. This is the person who made this.
Oh
emote,
yeah,
that
I
emote.
always get triggered when I see stuff like that because I made everything that's on
Yeah,
my anything
I
ever. Like I
retweeted that with-
do.
Model
just
at my
me.
model maker, 5 emotes at the emote maker, and then like editing, assets, overlays, transitions,
else.
like all me, because
You.
I can't trust anyone else to fulfill my vision, even though I don't really have the artistic capability. What you see is what you get. Windows 98, Canva, that's all I needed. Winamp.
People will impersonate. One I've gotten on Discord is somebody DMing you and they're impersonating a much larger streamer. And they'll be like, hey, I found your stream and you seem really cool. And then you'll realize that it's definitely not that fucking person because that person is live right now and they definitely aren't talking to you on Discord through this account.
Real.
Yeah,
got
they're not
that
even
one.
impersonating you. They're impersonating someone else to get to you. You're the actual target.
And I'm like, why the hell would this person? Like, maybe it's somebody who has, like, I don't know, 100,000 followers that I've never actually watched. Like, who? Why? What? Oh, no, this is just fake. Never mind. It happens.
Yeah, and they're probably going through that person's Discord, targeting people who follow that person. And I think that one you can usually tell by going to the file and seeing if it's connected with their actual socials.
Yes, the
Like
Discord
that's the
is
easiest
big.
way.
If you look at someone's account on the Discord and you look at the things they have connected, they'll try to seem like a real account by having connections, but it will be of some random app that you've never heard of. They won't be linked to their Twitch account or a Steam account. It'll be linked to like some Russian payment process account or a Chinese social media site that you've never heard of to make it look like there's legitimate connections. Or it'll just be like Ubisoft, whatever their game thing is, that didn't work because no one can fight Steam. But it won't be connected to a real, like, legitimate thing.
Right.
But of course, that does bring us to art scammers.
Find me on Twitch.
Find me on Tweet. You can watch it on
Art
Fubo.
scammers are the ones I get the most. They'll
Yes.
they'll DMing you on Twitter, they'll always be DMing you on Discord, and they'll be like, hi. And I'll be like, oh Lord, what do you want? Leave me alone.
Yeah, and if they do
I don't
actually
really
give you
accept
art,
friends requests from strangers on Discord because
Yeah,
you know,
me neither. I have
Yeah.
to be expecting
Same.
your friend request on Discord. I'm not just letting anyone in there.
Yep. Storm, you're right.
My
Fubo has it. You can
my-
watch it on Floople. It's literally free on Streeple.
loophole. Yeah, my Twitter one is full more of like I would say NSFW type bots, and then just the crypto bots have become like so
Oh, there's a lot
incessant.
of those. They're always like, ooh, in your wallet, there's new information in your wallet.
There's never anything new in my wallet, trust me. I'm a teacher.
Same.
I'm holding this crypto wallet just for you. It's got 14 Bitcoin.
It's me, the wallet inspector.
Yeah, there you go. Don't fall for that one.
I've actually never seen an episode of The Simpsons, so I just know it by the memes.
You've never seen The
I
Simpsons?
have never
You
seen
gotta
a
go
single
to
episode of The
Simpsons
Simpsons.
marathon.
I was
Wow.
never allowed to play Pokemon as a kid. I had unfettered internet access because my parents did not understand that.
Jeez.
But they were hardcore, like, I don't watch The Simpsons. I couldn't play Pokemon because it had psychic stuff in it.
That's unusual.
That's crazy, bro. I can't believe that.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
my
crazy.
dad didn't
There
let
are
us
psychic-
watch
there are psychic
Beetlejuice,
Pokemon.
but he let us.
Yeah, I guess that is an actual demon. Oh, chicken jockey!
Yeah, he wasn't down with Beetlejuice, but he let us play Pokemon. And what was the other thing you described? Not being able to watch.
He's being attacked by chickens. The chicken jockey's happening.
They threw the.
Yes,
I had to eat my way
You
out of that
expect me
popcorn.
to eat all that?
I had to eat my way out of that popcorn. Ugh,
Popcorn
chicken
chicken.
jockey. Thanks for that. I'm full now.
Chicken!
Yeah, Simpsons. Never got to watch The Simpsons.
Oh,
Great
The
memes, though.
Simpsons. Yeah, that
You
is
should.
one that my dad would
It's
let us
actually-
watch from an early age. But I
actually
think
really good, and you should watch
my
at
dad
least the
likes
first couple
comedy.
seasons. Yeah.
But
My
only
dad
through
likes
what season,
comedy,
I've
so
heard.
he'll let things get away with if they're comedy. They can go slightly further than other genres.
I'm gonna put you on my Discord and just run the good Simpsons episodes, the first like 8 seasons of The Simpsons. So.
Well, I mean, it's so old that those first seasons will be out of copyright probably, eventually.
Well, 95
Eventually,
years. 95 years. They got some time.
I
Yeah.
actually thought
Media
it might be a
that was
good,
a lot longer.
good idea to do like a stream of watching old out of copyright films, like watching old not Charlie Chaplin. He's not quite that old. I think it might be.
We've
Yeah.
watched Nosferatu.
Yeah, you watch
Because,
Nosferatu.
like, vampire. Yeah. It's a good movie. The original one. The one that's the public domain now. It's really good. Actually.
Public domain movies.
No
Like we
joke.
watch old public domain silent films and like they have a movie night in stream because they can't stop you because it's free.
There's a lot of public domain cartoons. Actually, they're just really old. They predate Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that would be a cool little thing to do. Just making a little time out for the ad to end. Normally we just have a
Yeah.
movement break in between.
Get up and stretch.
Yeah.
You have a minute.
Reach.
Stretch.
Well, I can do that.
Yeah, everybody stand up.
Alright.
Stretch. Oh yeah, the
Actually, I
original
gotta have
White
to pop
Zombie
in the
movie. That's royalty
Oh
free.
yeah, that's old, but yeah.
Oh, there's some Three Stooges stuff that's public domain now. God, they would have been great professional wrestlers.
Yeah. The video game Vampire Therapist has Three Stooges shorts in it. You can
Oh,
sit
that's
back and watch.
awesome.
You can sit back and watch the Three Stooges in the middle of the game because your vampire's like, he likes them, so he goes to his coffin, puts his little TV on, and you watch the Three Stooges, and nobody can stop you because they're public domain.
Teenagers from Outer Space.
That's cool, actually.
Lon Chaney stuff.
Excited for the next couple of years of what comes public domain. I don't think people have been super creative with some of the stuff that comes out
Oh.
public domain. Like, oh, let's make a knockoff horror movie, knockoff Mickey Mouse horror movie, knockoff Winnie the Pooh horror movie, knockoff Popeye horror movie, which is a shame because I think Popeye actually a really good character. I like to see people take Popeye and run. Popeye's pretty fun. There's a lot
Yeah.
you can do with Popeye.
I mean,
And he
that
is public
Robin
domain
Williams
now.
movie, probably one of the worst movies he made, but also funny in its
Yeah.
own way.
I'm
heard
not saying
stories
that,
that
like
more-
as a mythological character, you know?
More cocaine was
Strong
consumed
man.
during the making of that movie than any other movie that the director had ever seen,
I believe it.
and I believe it.
Which
'cause it was-
movie?
oh,
Popeye. Robin Williams did a Popeye movie. It's I want to say it's kind of early in his career that he did Popeye.
yeah.
Can't
and it was
remember. But there's a Popeye
Shelley
movie.
Duvall
he's in
was
it.
Olive Oil, and it was 1980. Yeah, that was
yeah.
early.
Yeah,
Oh,
early,
wow.
Very early in his degree.
I
Very early
do
in his
remember
career. Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Hey, Shelley Duvall's a good Olive Oil, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to cast Olive Oil, you go for the gusto. Goblin can canonically beat Satan. That's what I'm talking about. He's a badass. They should do more stuff. But we got some good stuff coming out public domain because not long after Mickey Mouse, you're gonna get Donald Duck. You're gonna get Goofy.
Yeah, I'll just put this in the chat because this article is. I actually, as a kid, thought it was a funny movie because I'm a kid. I don't know any better. I don't know cinema. I don't know what Kino means.
Sure. 95 years is a long time. Disney pulled and pulled and pulled for that to get extended and extended and extended because they didn't want to give up Mickey Mouse, but they finally gave up, and now we can start getting stuff in public domain again, which is nice.
Yeah, so we talked about the fake games, the art scammers. Oh, even if the artist might give you art, it may very well just be AI, or it may be plagiarized.
Pull
it may
it
be
from
traced.
somebody else's portfolio. Yeah, people will just pull random. A big red flag with an art scammer is does their art all look completely different from each other?
Yeah, pull out that gun on the scammer.
Definitely gonna shoot you all. It's become so unsafe in here.
Yeah, Aegis posting these links left and right.
Yeah.
Real.
Why not have
cocaine?
I
like
one.
that,
Do I have
that
the-
link. That link just says cocaine. Everyone's stoned. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible link
That's how you
formatting.
know it's a safe link.
I don't even need to click on that.
That's
I
how
know
you know
what
it's
about.
a safe link.
It's not like it's the opposite of when a story buries the lead and like it's clickbait and you have to click through a bunch of pictures to get to the story. It just tells you what it is in the URL itself.
That's it. That's all you need.
Scam sponsorships, again, another thing that streamers and VTubers might be targeted by. Everyone wants to be sponsored. Everyone wants to get more money for their streaming. Very likely, though, most of those offers are going to be scams. I'm probably not going to get that Honkai Star Rail sponsorship. My gameplay might be hilarious, but they're probably not going to want me to read that special ad copy that they give everyone. Honkai Star Rail, the turn-based RPG of the year, or whatever. You see those all the time. You get emails from, you'll be sponsored by this small little indie game. I'm pretty sure they don't have the money. And that's another thing where you might get the
people.
Yeah. Another thing where the download my app, download my new game that I made. I'll sponsor you. You can play my game for free. Again, if something is free, you are the product. Storm, you would only accept a sponsorship from Morshu. Well, I don't need any lamp oil. I have electric lights. You can always use bombs.
But do you need rope for bombs?
Rope is very useful for many things. And bombs?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Be very careful, though. Make sure to check the local laws. My sensei, when I was taking martial arts, he got arrested because he was making blinding powders that he would fill a pen with, like the inside of a pen. He would just carry a pen around in his pocket, and if someone was to attack him, he could just take the pen cap off and flick it at him. I'm like, you didn't realize that was going to probably get you hemmed up if someone found out that you were making powders that could blind people? Anyway, that relates us to swatting. That brings us to swatting. Another concern.
Swatting!
Yeah, you got your SWAT rifle there. Mine looks exactly like that, except it's obviously black and not pink and purple.
Not purple and pink.
I'm ready to get squatted.
It's very rare, but it does happen where somebody will find your home address and then they'll tell the cops that you have kidnapped somebody, and the cops will show up at your door and scare the living crap out of you.
Or
it's happened
people
before.
have died.
Yeah. Because it's an attack on you that is basically free for them. Because as long as they disguise their phone number or however they've contacted the police, they're not doing anything. They don't even have to get up off of their couch.
Cops are doing a lot better to understand that it happens nowadays, at least. Like, they're having some awareness of it. When it started happening, they had no awareness, and that, of course, made for way more intense incidents. But I think that if you have a credible threat, you can just come PD and at least let them know ahead of time so they don't come if someone tries to do that to you, but
If you have a suspicion that someone might be going after you, not a bad idea to take some preventative action. Another reason, though, to keep your home address safe. Don't just post pictures that someone can find your home address on. Because you don't really have to give someone a good reason to hate you. There's a lot of freaks and weirdos out there who will hate you just because.
They'll hate you because you're a VTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll hate you because the spicy political posts you put on Twitter made them angry. Well, they were angry in the first place, and you were just a convenient target. But yeah, you can do things like use a VPN so that people can't trace your address. If you use a website, if you have a website of your own, make sure that its domain is protected. If you're posting any documents, I've seen people who they'll talk about their PhD, but they don't redact information about themselves while they're like discussing their PhD research on the stream. Like, well, that seems like a pretty easy security risk.
Mm-hmm.
If you do get gifts from people, get a P.O. box. They're actually pretty cheap. They can be as low as $5 a month. Depending on where you live, they're different prices in different parts of the country. But a small P.O. box, as little as $5 a month. And if you are a streamer to the point where people will send you stuff, they want to send you donations, and you're not necessarily using one of those donation sites, people can send you stuff and you don't have to worry about someone getting your home address from that. Yeah, game keys. That was the other thing. People will try to give you game keys. And they're very often, of course, just scams. If you're capable with using a virtual machine, you can run things through that. I don't really know enough about that. I use Windows 98.
Old school.
Do you not have a Windows 98 VM, or?
I don't. No. I just actually have my original Dell Gateway from 1998. No, I don't actually.
Nice.
That would be cool. I would love
It'd
to
be
have
cool if it'd be cool if you did.
an old beige tower. I would love that.
I mean, I think it would be fun to set up a retro computer, but the only one that I have is the Commodore 64, and once that's set up, then I will set up more retro stuff. But
yeah, I'll just follow LGR's build guide or whatever. LGR's content is fantastic if you're not familiar. Old school retro computing stuff. And I guess the one last thing on the streamers and VTubers is make sure that you are familiar with shield mode. You might get hate raids. There really is no way to know if someone's going to drop a hate raid in or do some mass bot reporting or whatever. Not a whole lot you can do about all that stuff, but understand auto moderation, have shield mode ready to go.
if you get a hate raid, run an ad. Then at least you're getting money from them.
Yes.
Mort.
SMRT smart. That's the time to run an ad. Then you go take a dump, you're getting paid while you poop. It's just like work. One good strategy.
That's brilliant. No, that's actually a safety strategy. For one thing, it takes you off the screen, and for another thing, it gets rid of people.
Yeah. And then you can post about it on Twitter and get all kinds of viral likes and retweets, like people do. You can post about how, oh my god, I had a hate raid and I was so scared, and then you get 1 billion likes and retweets because everyone likes the sad story. Play it up. Use the algorithm. I'm not hating on that. Do it.
This is the way.
This is the way. Use the algorithm to your advantage.
Hopefully it'll never happen to you that you'll get hate rated or don't get hate brigaded, but the classic thing on the internet, honestly, is block as much as you have to block people. If people are in your face, it's always a better idea not to engage with people unless you can get something good out of doing that versus wasting your time and wasting their time.
Bingo, yeah. And if you get those... Go ahead.
It's a war of attrition whenever you're having to deal with trolls. The whole idea is you just need to spend as close to zero effort as possible dealing with them. You're not going to get some clever one-up or revenge on them. Just immediately block and move on.
Yeah, you have to basically take the position of the troll of I'm going to do the least amount of effort, because that's actually what's going to make them mad. No, it's like if I, as Rao says, it's kind of the opposite of that. If I block you, I win.
Yeah.
You're the one now yelling at the darkness, where you will die alone. Because that's where trolls go, to hell.
To die alone. Mwahaha.
Yeah, and in terms of like chat trolls, yeah, 0 engagement. Don't even draw attention to them, because if they are trying to get a rise out of you, it's best not to even try to make a joke out of it or get content out of it, because it's not really going to be worth the effort. So this last slide is about a trusted person. Having a trusted person in your circle that you can do things like ask if this sounds too good to be true. Someone who's going to be honest with you and tell you, yeah, that company is not actually interested in you, dickweed. One strategy that some people use is called a shibboleth. If you're not familiar with the term, it's a word that only you and the other person know, basically. A word that you can bring up in a message such that if they don't recognize it, or they respond in a way that isn't the way your friend would respond, that you know it's not really them, it's an impersonator, or it's a troll, or it's someone who's hacked their account. This isn't a word that I use, but if I were to talk to someone who knows me and say something about the Throngler, and they acted like they didn't know what that was, I would know it wasn't my actual friend, because that's an inside joke between us. We all know what that is. It can also be used as sort of like a safety word or a code phrase, especially in like an IRL
Safe
context. Yeah, people use this with their kids sometimes. They have a specific safe word where if your kid hears that, or your kid tells you that, you know that, hey, something is up. You know to be alert and aware. But it can be used in an internet safety context as well of, hey, I actually do need help, or this is actually me. Something that can show it's really you. And of course, it's a one-time use only kind of thing. It's like a break glass in case of emergency. So if you have somebody in your life that you can trust in your online circles. Anyway, we've gone through a lot of stuff. We talked about a lot of stuff because we love to yap. So I'll turn it over to the viewers. What questions do you have? What do you have for us?
Don't be shy. I love the yap. So maybe.
Anything to give us the opportunity to actually.
Actually. Oh, Rob makes a good point about the time traveler. Yeah, have a
Oh,
personal
because you're thinking
code.
about a time traveling version of yourself.
Are you really me from the future, or are you like that Star Trek episode where the guy pretended to be coming from the future, but he was actually from the past and he was getting advanced technology? Yeah, that might be you. How many missiles is too many missiles? One more than is necessary to destroy all of your enemies. Because it's good to have lots of missiles, but if you've bought too many, then you've wasted money.
Yeah, what are you going to do with an extra missile?
Yeah, once all your enemies are dead, well, I mean, I guess in Gundam Wing, they did say after they defeated all the enemies that weapons known as Gundams were no longer necessary, and they shot them into the sun. Oh, and guess what?
There was more enemies.
Weapons known
More
as Gundams
enemies.
were in fact needed again. So that was a lie.
And if you ever end up in a memento situation, then you're just going to have to get your passwords tattooed all over your body. That can't be helped.
Yes.
Is my bank account okay to have when users send me money? I mean,
I would definitely.
You have to have a bank account. I wouldn't tell anybody my bank account.
Yeah. You would want to use some kind of other layer, some other payment processing between that and your bank, even if it does have to be PayPal.
Do you need a business account? Nah, you could use your bank account as long as it's through a trusted service like PayPal, for example. But I mean, if you're doing a brisk business for business purposes, I am not a tax lawyer. I'm a computer science professor. But I mean, if you're making a lot of money on a side business, then you may want to have a separate account for that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is receipts. Not necessarily a scam or safety thing, but receipts for all of your stuff. everything that you. And it can be in terms of the safety or net security, because if you're using assets or anything that you've bought, keep those receipts. Make sure you have documentation of any records that you've made, any contract you've made with the artist. Make sure that the artist isn't going to scam you in the future and be like, I didn't actually give you the right to use this for that purpose.
Obviously, you're not giving people your actual bank account information, like random people your bank account information. Like, use a trusted service that puts a wall between you and that, whether it's, Tiltify for like charity donations, or Stream Elements does donations, Throne does gifting, etc. Like, put something there to keep your privacy wall between you and your viewers. Don't just hand out your banking information to people, obviously.
Because you don't have any
sort of a middleman
capacity. Yeah. Make sure that there's some middleman who has the responsibility for that. If something screws up,
but if I have a situation where I'm not sure about a service, I will usually use PayPal as my middleman, because you can always dispute a charge on PayPal's side as well, if for some reason something goes wrong.
I like to do that too.
Yeah, yep.
You can do that with your bank also. Like, you can call your bank and say like, hey, I don't know where this charge came from, but it just is a little bit scarier because that's directly your money.
Yes, and if you are worried about like someone getting your real name through your PayPal account, you can get those set up so that it only shows your email address. It doesn't have to show your real name. You can get them set up. You can use get a business PayPal as well.
What's the best way to buy a domain? Domain registrar. I mean, people use GoDaddy a lot. I personally, you can use AWS directly if you want to go that route. You find a domain registrar and you buy your domain.
Yep. And you can get
GoDaddy's
them for
a really commonly used one.
years. Pretty cheap, yeah.
They're not expensive. They're cheap, especially if it's like a random one, like if it's your Vtuber name or whatever. They're not expensive to buy, and you just renew them year after year. You can buy like for 3 years a domain, $15 sometimes. It's not very expensive to buy some domains. Some are more expensive than others.
I had a bunch of domains that I wasn't using that I got rid of recently because I'm just like,
Anybody in technology will just randomly buy multiple domains just in case you need them someday. It's just a common disease that we have as coders.
It is.
We'll just be like, I think I'll just go ahead and buy a business account is safer than using it. Well, don't get ahead of yourself, okay? Don't you sound like the kind of person who's gonna get ahead of yourself. You are probably going to be absolutely fine with a personal account for the foreseeable future. If you get into a point where you need to contact a lawyer and you need to be like, you're asking about copyright and stuff, slow your roll, hold your horses. I used to develop games with students, and they'd always be like, well, I can't tell you my idea for my game because what if somebody steals my game idea? And I'm like, listen, chump, game ideas are worth nothing. What's worth it is the execution of the idea. You have to actually make the game. And once you've made the game, that game's already copyrighted by you. You've made it. But you have to do it. You have to actually make the art for it to exist in the world. So if you're thinking, well, what if I have to make this? What if I do all this preparation first? I have to prepare. I have to make this bank account. I have to blah, blah, blah. Take it one step at a time. Watch yourself. Look at your
make it first.
Life. Yeah, make it first, make it good later. That's exactly right. Yeah. Don't get too frustrated or scared by all this stuff. I think people get ahead of themselves about like, oh my God, what if all this stuff has to be, my ducks all have to be in a row, blah, 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 blah. Anybody can start streaming. Anybody can start become a Twitch, affiliate and collect money. Twitch will ask you for your banking information once you're an affiliate. If you're not an affiliate already, don't worry about that yet.
Big time.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, your ducks haven't even hatched yet.
Don't worry about it. Once you become a Twitch affiliate, then you can start making those decisions about like where does the money go. But where my Twitch money goes, I'll tell you right now. It goes into my business PayPal account. And then I can take that out of there and move it wherever it goes. I won't tell you any more than that, but like that's one barrier that you can set up between you and your payment processor, essentially.
You guys are getting paid?
Well, funny enough, occasionally.
Well, sometimes somebody will toss me a couple bucks with the earmark to be spent on the gacha, and then I will just drop it right back on the gacha. Any money that I get from the stream goes back into the
smart.
stream. Goes back into the stream.
That's how rich people stay rich. They spend other people's money.
I mean, well, my rule for the stream is if I get the money from the stream, it goes back into the stream. So usually it's either like to buy a video game or buy a microtransaction or to buy art, which I do have quite a bit of. I try to commission artists, real artists, support artists, everyone. Very important. In fact, I just got some new art today, which I'm excited about.
Everything I get goes right into Mokidora's bellies.
That's right. And if you support Mr. Aegis, then you're feeding the ferrets, which is also important.
My 2 models will be done soon, though.
Don't get ahead of yourself with those questions. I would just, do things one day at a time.
Yeah, especially for you, Empress. I know you're still kind of working things out, figuring things out. Don't worry about it. Just start. You don't even need to have a pre-debut period or whatever. Just start doing it. Get yourself some experience. People rebrand all the time.
Sure.
It doesn't even have to be right at first. You might decide to completely change what you're doing. I'm not even going to be a half dragon succubi VTuber. I'm going to be a
bartender.
Part-time ramen shop owner, part-time bartender. It happens. Yes, Rao, the sweet babies are fed by all of your wonderful supports.
I do recommend a separate email address. And I didn't follow this rule for a long time, but it helps for potential business folks, partners to reach out to you. And it's very quick and easy to make yourself a Gmail if you need a separate Gmail.
And you can get yourself a virtual phone number that way too. You can get a virtual voicemail, virtual text messages.
Yeah, there are services out there that will let you get like a burner phone number if you need that. Yeah.
Other great ways to protect yourself online, because scammers are gonna get your real phone number as much as they want as it is. Yeah, so good evening, Metal Lord 395.
Hello.
I don't know what happened to the first 394 of you, but I hope that there doesn't need to be a 396th.
It's a line of assassinations by succession.
Oh.
Each Metal Lord slays the previous one.
Highlander style. I was thinking the other thing would be is like the Wayuns in Star Trek. Each one is a clone of the previous. Keeping all of their experiences.
Oh, what was the name of that movie? Mickey 17? Have you all seen that one?
Mickey 17. I've seen clips, never saw the movie.
I've heard of it.
Real good
Is it
watch.
cool?
It's a good one. I liked it. Watched it about a month ago. Similar idea. Another thing, just while we're on the subject of having separate accounts, I don't know who or if anyone else does that, but I actually have two separate Steam accounts, and I use a different account on my computer. Like I have everything separate on my computer as well, and you can Steam share with yourself. So you can have all of your Steam games that you're putting up on stream, but not end up doxing your own Steam account.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I did not know that.
Is it
I
just
kept a
using
separate
the
account.
family share?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
family sharing with myself, but you don't have to be friends with your other account to do that Steam family share. So
That's good.
there's no link between my personal account and the one I use for VTubing, but I have access to all the same games.
Nice.
That's a pretty cool idea. I have a Steam curator, so I just post everything on the same. Don't ever become a Steam curator. I mean, do if you really want to, but it makes your Steam a little weird. It makes it a little bit fucky. But it's worth it because I can ruin everybody's lives with the dumb games that I find.
Oh, yes, indeed. And that's half the fun, right?
Exactly. I added a separate section for like bad games that I enjoyed anyway. Had some fun with that.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a Steam game that I have that I wouldn't want people to know that I play, but that would
Hey,
also
no
be
shame.
acceptable for me to say actually
Twitch?
out loud here. So yeah,
Shame. No
I just couldn't come
zero
up.
shame.
There was no middle ground of like a game I wouldn't want to
You
admit
couldn't think
saying.
of like a raunchy game name that you can say out loud.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Like looking through my hidden games on Steam, like nope, definitely not, nope, absolutely not.
That's
no
why
shame.
they're
I have no-
hidden.
I have no shame. I have no shame.
Because I left
I actually
a review on
played
one,
it.
and a friend messaged me like, "Wait a minute, you play that game?"
Is this
Nope, not
you?
anymore.
No, secretly, no. Nah, I played an NC-17 rated game on my Discord last week. Kind of fun. We had to
Are
make
you
sure
gonna-
everybody who watches the video is 18 or older.
Are you gonna?
But I didn't
drop
record
the
it.
name for us, or
Oh, Flipwitch.
okay?
Have you ever seen Flipwitch?
I have not.
It's like a really cute platformer, but everybody's titties are out.
Oh.
Honestly, the
Yeah.
best kind of game.
Yeah.
Free the titty.
It's a cute platformer though. Like I mean, if you weren't like if it wasn't like if it didn't have like nudity in it, you probably would still find it kind of fun to play. It's you it's a Metroidvania style, you know. Don't look at that on stream. You can't. But it's very cute. A cute game.
So
You've
like,
been warned.
so like when Silksong finally comes out and it's the Hornet nude mod.
Oh yeah, then that's it. Exactly. It's the same thing. It's just a regular platformer. It's just that it happens to everybody. There happens to be a lot of like most of the bosses are like giant women.
Oh, you just hooked
No.
like half
Alright,
of the audience right there.
Yeah.
If you
We're
like giant women,
we're
if you like
listening.
giant women, yeah, check it out. It's called Flipwitch. Not allowed on Twitch, but I had a fun time with it for my short period of time with it.
6
Played it
foot
for
versus
about
5'11".
10 hours. Yeah, it's a lot of giant. There's like a giant goblin woman.
Okay,
If
you
that's-
definitely hooked a lot of people.
Yeah, if that's your thing, then by all means check that one out. Pretty fun. Had a good time with it. Liked it a lot.
And we do love indie games here.
I'm a big proponent of indie games, so sometimes I'll check out one that's a little more on the adult side, just support artists, especially since there's been a big crackdown on adult games lately, and I feel bad for some of those content creators because they didn't do nothing wrong and they're being slammed with unjust policies, in my opinion. So support indie games, support real artists. That's all I have to say about that, I guess. I will have more to say about that later on one of my own streams because I'm going to be playing some other games that qualify for like games that have been under fire, because there's so many games out there that have been controversial or people tried to ban them, Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, Doom. All of those things deserve to be protected and preserved, in my opinion.
The classic Mortal Kombat controversies. Blood codes.
Yep.
Yes, it was going to make your kids rip out people's spines.
It's ABOCABB
Absolutely.
on the Genesis. Wait, hit them. Had to do it.
Yeah. So, speaking of just doing it,
We got a game?
we have climbed a mountain of content. We have talked about a lot of very important stuff. We have given you all kinds of things to fill your brain with. But now, class, you can turn your brains off. Maybe you already did. I don't know. I don't actually give you hard grades here.
I did.
I do a whole holistic type of grading
Is
system.
this gonna be on the test?
The only
Imagine
test
giving
is
the
that you
lecture
come
of your
back
life
next
and
time
then-
and tell me you put into practice some of the things we talked about, whether it's our breathing exercises, our sleep hygiene stuff. Just let me know that you're doing something to try to improve your health and wellness. That's what matters. That we're helping you to live longer, healthier, happier lives in some way.
Hey,
Protecting
that's a
yourself
great
online.
question. Will this lesson be archived? I believe the answer is yes, that it'll be up on YouTube.
Yes, all of the lessons will be up in a YouTube playlist. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. I hope you enjoyed your time and that you learned something you can take with you. If you did, please like the video and follow the channel here and on Twitch so you can catch our games and lessons live. You can also watch our previous lessons at the links on the screen. And thank you for supporting independent and educational live streaming and VTubing. That's all I have for you today. Class dismissed.